I don't know. That was just fucking uncool.
Um, when shortly after we had moved out here to Arizona, like me and my brother were like playing catch or something in the yard, and there was this um, when shortly after we had moved out. I don't know what the fuck you call it. It's not really a bush, not really a tree, but it was weird because it had like a bunch of almost like branches growing out of the ground, but like as part of one plant. It was odd. So it wasn't really like a tree,
Huh.
but it was a bunch of just straight branches, right? Anyways, a few of them had been cut off, and like me and my brother playing catch, and then it goes over by that area or whatever, and I'm reaching down to get the ball, and again, most of these branches are taller than like 6, 7 feet tall, whatever, but some of them are cut off, like down by the ground. And somehow, as I was reaching, my head and body going down, head going down with it to get the ball, somehow I didn't notice one of those cut off coming right at my eye,
Oh
and it just
no.
planted right into my eye, dude, without me somehow. I don't know if I did it too quick to even notice or what, but yeah. So I fucked my eye up royally. Yeah,
God,
like
that
I ended
sounds
up having to go to the emergency room.
horribly fucking close to just losing an eye entirely.
It could have been pretty bad. I had to have a patch on it for like a month and a half, couple
Ah,
months
matey,
maybe.
you were the pirate child. I'm sure that's not
Mm-hmm.
at all what it was like. But my God, man. Oh man, you know why pirates take so long to learn the alphabet?
Does it involve the letter R somehow?
No, they get stuck on sea, or they get stuck at sea for years.
Oh, ah, I was not expecting that.
It was that bad. Yeah, I was going to that level of fucking god awful. Oh no, so I don't know if you've watched it yet, but the fourth Beverly Hills Cop movie came out yesterday
Mm.
with
Oh
Axel
shit!
Foley. Yeah, fourth Beverly Hills Cop. They had Billy Rosewood back. They had Taggart back from the third movie. I think he was in the second
Okay,
and
yeah.
the third movie, but I don't remember for sure. I forget who the other, because Rosewood was in all four. Yeah, because he was in the new one now. But I don't know. They had
Yeah,
Serge, the guy that was played by Balky from Perfect Strangers.
yeah.
Uh,
Bronson Pinchot, something like that.
they had the oh, I forget what his name is, but he's the cop that was always like participating and helping Foley get away with shit before Inspector Todd, caught them. He was back. Kevin Bacon was in it. Who else
Yeah.
was
The
there that
movie any
was?
good?
Kevin Bacon is great. He played a great character. I actually enjoyed his character a lot. I'd say six
Yeah,
or seven out of 10 for the movie though. Not like
yeah.
not great, not
Not great, but not
terrible.
bad.
I think they missed a real golden opportunity, and they really um, fucked up the Axel Foley's character and the writing, which really didn't make any sense to
Well,
me at all.
yeah. What the
Um,
fuck?
so he's estranged from his daughter in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but
Okay.
Axel Foley's character is one of those, like, he is always involved in everybody's life, and he's really good friends with everyone, and he's always keeping up with them.
Yeah.
So that doesn't fit,
Yeah. What the fuck?
like, that he would just be an absentee father who was like, oh yeah, your mom divorced me, guess I'm just not going to talk to you for 15 years. Like, that,
Yeah.
nah,
What the
I don't
fuck?
fucking think so. That didn't work for me. And so that kind of soured a lot of the movie. But mostly it was, some great nostalgia points. And they did a lot of scenes that were very, like, they weren't the same as the scenes from the original movies, but very, very clearly inspired by the original movies and like meant to give you those nostalgia feels. And it was okay. I just think lazy writing.
They could have done better.
Lazy writing. The acting was good. Yeah. The acting was okay for what you would expect. I mean, I don't expect those people to slip back into those characters perfectly after 20 years. And there was a couple of scenes where like a lot of people were fucking retarded and don't understand satire. Where Eddie Murphy was kind of just making fun of the fucking idiots that get all crazy and race baity.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
So like, yeah, nice. It was actually kind of like, it was tense for a minute because he played it like he was gonna be super, like it's super left wing and like, oh, that's racist and shit like that. But
right.
It clearly turns into satire like very, very quickly in a fun way.
Nice.
So
sounds good. That's encouraging.
I thought that was nice because it was Eddie Murphy's humor is, it's Eddie Murphy. You can't like, you gotta fucking, he can't be careful and politically correct. It's Eddie Murphy. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that
would be tough to see him.
Yeah.
Going like a woke fucking any kind of woke comedy.
Oh like, yeah, no, that'd be really hard to do. No, I don't think I could watch that. But I just I thought I would share that review with you if you haven't seen it yet. I definitely say it's worth watching though. Like I'm not mad that I watched it.
Yeah.
By any means.
Yeah. It's worth watching. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Check it out. I like the fact he's from Detroit and he was always wearing like a Lions jacket.
Yep. I did think that they missed a really golden fucking opportunity with this film that they didn't do that I was really sad about. And that I'd kind of...
Oh, yeah, what's that?
Do the formula in reverse. Axel Foley has moved into Beverly Hills, and now he and all of the guys, from the original movies, Rosewood and Taggart and Serge, have to go to fucking Detroit because they got to stop some sort of criminal kingpin or crime or something along those lines. Like the whatever the thing is has to be done in Detroit. So he's dragging them all from Beverly Hills, where he keeps going and being the fish out of water. So he's dragging all them to be the fishes out of water in Detroit.
That'd be interesting.
Right? Yeah. Would that not be a lot more... Would that not be like a very entertaining concept for the film? I think that'd be fucking amazing.
It'd be tough to shoot. I think Detroit's kind of a...
Maybe it's too fucking dangerous.
Still a bit of a ghost town. But...
They're like, we wanted to do that, but Detroit's kind of fucking scary. I don't think we can go there anymore.
Yeah. Can we do it at one of the stadiums downtown? Like, that seems to be the only area.
Yeah, like, we don't want to go to Detroit. It's not safe. Oh, all right. That'd be so sad.
The movie can take place in Detroit, but we're shooting it in fucking Vancouver or Boston or somewhere.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They could have filmed it somewhere else. Yeah, it could have been mostly done on the stage. There's ways to have done it, I'm sure. That would work, so... Yeah. But I definitely enjoyed it nonetheless. It was still a lot of great little member berries, and like, you're like, they're doing the thing!
Yeah.
Like he's gonna go and get a hotel room in Beverly Hills and stuff like that. Like all the fun little things you remember.
Indeed. Yeah, I have to check that out. I started watching I finally remembered to watch the Fallout one, but then I turned it on, I was watching it, and then I don't know, it wasn't that late, but I was exhausted. So I only ended up watching like 20 minutes of it. Before I ended up fucking It's at least in the queue now, so hopefully it'll remind me to actually watch the fucking thing when I'm awake.
Yeah, I thought the Fallout was
But yeah, I'll have
a
to have
fun
everybody else copy.
series, but man, it could have been a lot better.
Right. That does seem to be.
A lot of fun
been
little
worse,
twists
could have been
and
better.
turns. A lot of fun twists and turns that really fit with the writing for that series. I think, though, at the very least, to be fair.
Yeah. But yeah, especially for shit nowadays.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot worse, I suppose.
Oh yeah, it could have been a much more woke mess. You know, that do be how it goes sometimes.
Yes.
Let's see what else was there. Oh, I saw the craziest fucking story where like this fucking psycho fuck murders his girlfriend because he thinks she's chosen his brother over him, and like she did fuck his brother at one point when he was like in prison. But like they weren't in any kind of relationship.
Colorado.
Yeah, and then like at the end of it, like they're fucking on good terms. Like he's still fucking calling him in prison and like, hey, how's it going? I hope you're holding up. I'm like, dude, are you fucking serious?
I think that's his. No, I think that was a younger brother. That wasn't the older brother. The one that was calling him, I don't think was the same brother that fucked his ex-girlfriend.
Oh, I thought that was the one maybe I was too exhausted and I missed something. Because I was watching.
Yeah,
like,
no, I literally just
shit in my eye. So, but I thought that was the brother he tried to fucking set up. Maybe I was wrong.
I'm trying to see. Did you post that? Did you post that, or did I just happen to watch the same type or same video?
I think I posted it, and you probably. I think I posted it.
I'm not seeing it now. Yeah, no, but yeah, it was
you
like
might have
one
just
of those,
watched it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. You might have just happened to have watched it
too. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was the younger brother. Like the older brother was the one that he was trying to frame. The middle brother, I guess, is the one that like actually killed her, but tried to frame the older brother that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the little brother tried to kill her, or the little brother killed her, and then tried to blame the older brother for the murder, and like sent texts and emails and made phone calls, like all these fake fucking calls to someone he knew was dead, just to try to fucking get away with it and shit. Yeah.
Well, that's how until the end where he talks about the younger brother. It is basically just two brothers that it talks about. Until the very end when he's like, "Oh, and my younger brother actually called me," or whatever. So they only talk about the two that were involved in the situation, and then at the end they mention the younger brother that called him in prison or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole thing was kind of wacky, so maybe I missed it. But I guess I got that wrong. I thought that was the other brother, and I was just blown away. I was like, there's no fucking way he's calling him and being that cool after the dude tried to frame him for murder. So I gotta also wonder, though, what the fuck is wrong with the brother that did call him, though? Because even then, it's like, yo, you tried to fucking frame your brother for murder. That's some dark shit.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some people that are like family no matter what kind of attitude. Like you always have to forgive family for some fucking reason.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. There are some people like that where it's like to the point where you're like, that doesn't make sense. Like, no.
Yeah. And maybe he figured he was already in jail, so he couldn't frame him for anything.
Yeah,
so why not have a conversation? Yeah, something weird going on. Oh wow, yeah, I don't think either was posted. I think we just happened to watch the same story. I don't know if it was the same video or not, but
Yeah, who knows if it was the same video, but it was clearly the same story. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the brother trying to frame him, he thought he was real slick. And it turned out the older brother had a very solid alibi, so it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, lucky for him, he fucking had cameras and shit, right? I mean, I don't know that they were gonna buy that it was him, even though the body was in the front anyway, because it just didn't make a lot of sense. Like, what would his motive be?
Yeah.
And especially with her dying the same way the other brother had abused her so many times. Like, that was real fucking, like, dodge. Like, yeah, dude, I don't think they were gonna believe that, yo.
Yeah, what the fuck, man. But at first they did, before they knew, like, anything.
Well, no, like, yeah, they were like, we're gonna have to arrest him now just because. It wasn't like they were,
Yeah. They went in hard, though, like flashbangs and shit.
Well, on the off chance this dude killed somebody, you don't want to take any chances that either A, he attacks and kills a cop, which is their primary concern. Yeah. But I'm sure their secondary concern was he might kill himself, too. We don't want that either.
Yeah.
Because that happens a lot. Like, that was part of the, what got the fucking To Catch a Predator got shut down was because the police let the one guy kill himself.
Oh, wow.
Like, he didn't, like, so essentially, like, he knew well in advance what was going to happen to him way before he got arrested. So he had all this time to try to, like, get rid of evidence, and when he realized he couldn't, he was assistant district attorney, so he fucking knew exactly what he was looking forward to.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I'm not going to fucking be here for that, thanks, nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
So.
And they just kind of let it happen, huh?
Yeah, they didn't really do a whole lot. It was weird. It was like they waited for a day or something after getting the warrant. Like his boss, or somehow he was communicated with in a way that he knew what was coming. Yeah, it was a really weird situation. Everything was handled wrong. And I don't know that I would necessarily blame the police or his boss or whoever it was that told him. But it was one of those things where just like clearly somebody somewhere fucked up, and he should not have known what was coming to him until they had him in
handcuffs. It's almost like they kind of telegraphed it to him, so they would be like, "Look, man, we're coming like in a day or so. So you might want to not be alive by the time we get there or something."
Because I mean, honestly though, like if you were a child molester going to prison, I mean, if that was me, I would fucking. Because they fucking torture those motherfuckers to death. Like, they don't just kill them, they kill them hard.
Yeah, they fuck them up, dude, yeah.
And I mean, obviously I've never messed with any kids and never would, but Jesus, if I was, I would not want to be fucking dealing with that shit. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're, wherever it's allowed, they're generally in their own separate, like, protective custody area or whatever.
Oh yeah, they're not allowed usually if it's at all possible. Yeah, usually if it's at all possible, they're in a separate area. Although what it usually works out to is, there for a long time, they tried keeping them in Gen Pop and just keeping it secret, like what they did, so that nobody would find out. But inevitably, everyone always finds out because that's just, human fucking nature. Humans are not retarded. They're, of course, going to be like, I fucking, want to know what everybody's charged with. I don't want to be serving time with some kitty diddler and not fucking know it, like... I mean, me personally, I would draw the line at I wouldn't want to be in a prison with anybody that committed a sex crime, like rape or child molestation
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
I'd be kind of inclined to fucking murder any of those people.
Yeah. Those are definitely the lowest rungs on the fucking the social hierarchy in the fucking prisons are the rapists and the fucking child molesters.
Yeah.
Like murdering people's okay, but don't you dare fucking.
I would genuinely. I know it sounds fucking ridiculous, but for reals, man, I think I'd be more comfortable with a murderer.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
it
can
depends on the reason.
understand. I
Like
can
if it's like
understand wanting
a
to kill
serial
somebody.
killer. Yeah, I
Serial
mean, it's
killer,
like a
no,
serial
no,
killer.
not a serial killer. Murderer, two different things.
Yeah. So yeah, I could see that. Depending on the circumstances of the murder, I suppose, and assuming it's not a child that was killed just because you're a
Oh
sick
yeah, for sure.
fuck. Beyond that, though.
But it's one of those things where, like, if I had to choose between a child molester and a murderer, it's like, well, I'm going murderer all day. Like, it's not even a question.
No, I can definitely what do you call it? Empathize, with somebody wanting to kill someone.
Yeah, there's
level.
plenty of times, man. I had, my
I
maternal
cannot
grandfather,
empathize.
I had him fitted for a fucking coffin. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I can't empathize with wanting to molest children.
Yeah,
that's
because he molested children. That's why I was going to kill him. But yeah, I know, legit, if he hadn't moved to, like, an entirely different country, I genuinely had plans to, like, fucking deal with him. Probably best, because I'm not, like, I would have gotten caught. Like, I'm fucking dumb. So, like, there's no way I would have been, like, getting away with it. Unless the police were like, well, considering his past, I guess we can just lose this evidence,
Whoops. Sorry, no idea what happened here.
Yeah, the evidence is
killed
couldn't
himself.
figure it out. Yeah, he must have killed himself. Weird. Then take you aside and be like, if we ever fucking see you again, this is not how this is gonna go, fucker. Like, you got real fucking lucky.
You got out just in time.
Oh,
fuck.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's see what else was there that I found that was very entertaining. Oh, did you see the Welcome to Arizona one? That was the one I posted most recently, but I thought that was pretty fucking funny. Where the guy, because it's one of those things that I've always wondered, is like, it's so dumb to get out of your car, because he gets out of the car and looks in the window and the guy's like, this is a fucking Welcome to Arizona, bitch, it's a fucking Glock. Now go back to your truck.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, stand your ground definitely is in effect here, so go ahead. If you want to try to come in after me here.
Oh, it was great. Well, then the truck purposely came up and cut him off, too, so the truck was in the wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
So not only was he a fucking idiot for cutting the guy off, but then he decided he was going to top that off with some threats of violence in Arizona. That was beautiful.
Yeah. We don't fuck around.
Well, and that just goes to show you, an armed society is a polite society.
Yeah, it's not like he fucking actually shot him. He was just like, okay, you want to fucking do this? I will fucking shoot you. Yeah.
It's like, there will be consequences if you come up and try to punch my window or kick me or pull me out of my car or whatever violent act you have in mind, because you're a juvenile piece of shit who can't control his fucking temper. By all means, go ahead. We can throw down if you want to.
Yeah, it's not going to end how you think, though.
Yep, exactly.
Especially you being the fucking aggressor. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, no sympathy for the guy driving the truck, the one that like came over there, because it was like, yeah, no, you deserve that shit, fuck you.
Dude, people fucking suck here. As far as driving, dude, they're so bad here, dude. My son was just talking about it, because he went up for his birthday. It was the 2nd, a couple days ago.
You've driven in California too, so which one would you rate worse?
Arizona is way worse. California is a
Really?
million
Because
times
I
better.
have always heard, and I have been under the impression that California is the worst place other than New York.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the traffic itself sucks,
Oh, yeah. No,
but
I
they
meant
know how
just
to
like
drive it.
driving skill, not like traffic specifically, because I'm sure traffic it's New
No,
York.
dude. Yeah, no, and well, at least where I've been, I mean, it's mostly like it's L.A., San Diego area. Like, um, they don't do like you'd have to drive here, I guess, to know. But people do so much stupid shit, like just sweeping lanes, not even looking, and just cutting people off and fucking. Yeah, they suck, dude.
Oh, dude,
Like in L.A.,
I
like
wonder
you'll
if
be
that
there.
chick that I used to know fucking learned to drive in Arizona. Because there's only been
Yeah.
twice that I've ever thought I was going to die while I was driving in a car, and one of them was going on switchback mountain trails at like 100 miles an hour. Where, like, this dude was, like, the truck was barely staying in contact with the road. It was so fucking crazy. And then the other one was we were just out having a good time going from one party to another party with a group of friends, and we'll call her Jay drive, and holy shit, Jay not somebody you ever want to fucking be in the car with if they're driving. Like, just no attention to what's going on in the road at all. Zero.
Jesus.
Like just
Yeah,
driving
no,
100 miles an hour down a 65-mile-an-hour freeway, dodging in and out of traffic, weaving here and there, going on the shoulder for 100 yards, eating a cheeseburger, barely looking at the road occasionally. Literally, her fucking head turned around to like talk to you in the back seat while the car's just barreling down the fucking freeway.
And you're like, how the fuck have you lived this long?
Yeah,
Driving
no.
like this.
Me and the other people in the car were like, you can't drive. And she's like, no, I haven't had anything to drink. Like, that has nothing to do with it. You can't drive. You're that
Yeah, I almost
fucking bad
wish you had.
that just don't drive at all. You should never drive again.
Yeah. God damn, dude. Yeah, but no, like I've been in like it's almost always like unless it's like 2 in the morning or something, and LA, going through LA, it's fucking packed. I've been through like you get like I don't know 9 or 10 at night. Like it's odd. It's bumper to bumper still, but it's not like standstill. Like everybody's going like 70, and
Oh,
it's almost
yeah.
bumper to bumper. But they know how to fucking do
I-80
it
is
because
like
they're
that a
used to
lot.
doing it.
I-80 is like that a lot.
Yeah,
Where it's
so
really fast, but everybody's really close to each other, and you're like, the first time you're on
yeah,
that
but
road,
nobody
you're
does
like,
anything stupid.
whoa, what's going on here? But it
Yeah,
somehow works.
yeah. Well, again, they're used to it, I think, so they don't do anything stupid. And in Arizona, they do stupid shit. So like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, at least Southern California, what far superior to the Arizona drivers.
Interesting.
Because
Okay.
everybody's used to it.
Yeah, I know. Traffic
far more
wise, I think
comfortable doing that.
it's like New York, L.A., and then the rest of the country just kind of like has like various different levels of bad driving.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, there's something to be said for them. At least not. Yeah, they don't seem to change lanes unless they have to. Everybody kind of does the same speed for the most part.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely different than it is here, man. But yeah, nobody does anything too crazy for the most part.
So
Nobody's
Arizona, the problem
smiling,
isn't traffic
nobody's-
as much as just absolute fucking whack jobs.
Yeah, they just fucking don't know how to fucking pay attention to the vehicles around them, dude.
Oh yeah. All right, interesting.
So, yeah.
You learn something new every day. I didn't know it was that bad in Arizona.
Yeah, dude, if it fucking rains, forget about it. You should just stay off the fucking freeways. Like, it's fine, like, in town,
Oh
like, surface
God!
streets.
Oh wow! Yeah, I didn't even think about how bad like the craziness would be affected by the rain factor.
Yeah, obviously it doesn't rain here often, but again, like, everybody's never seen it, but they act like they've never seen it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, what do I do? It's raining.
Yeah, we get that in California too, to be fair, like where people just like the rain is beyond their ability to comprehend and like safely maneuver.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's very obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like,
Again,
oh
it's
my
one thing
god,
if it's
it's
like a
raining.
super
Better stop
monsoon.
having following distances or using turn signals. All right, thanks, buddy.
Mm. But yeah, it's not even like if it's a super like monsoony thing and everybody's slowing down because it's that fucking crazy. Because the rains, when it does rain, there are some storms that are fucking crazy here
Oh, I
during the
bet.
summer, especially. But yeah, it's like yeah, just regular average average rainfall makes people fucking forget how to drive for some fucking reason here. I don't know if they feel like they have to. Like, I go, it never rains here, so we got to freak out when it actually does.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's some people just can't handle
Any adverse conditions
yeah, anything
at
that's
all.
out of the usual. It's like this isn't how it works every day when I drive, so I have to be like fucking insane or something.
Yeah, I can't adapt to this minor difference in how things are working.
Minor inconvenience is too much for me.
Oh my god, it's raining lightly. What do? I don't know. Situation.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't understand why people are that stupid, but they fucking are.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think here. There was some other shit on here. I don't know if you watched the little how to confound a centaur thing, but the whole thing was kind of bad. It was just a picture of the centaur on a horse that somebody drew that was fucking funny to me. Like that was really all it was about. Was just like that picture of that one dude like centaur trying to ride a horse was fucking hilarious. Other than that, the rest of it was kind of like eh.
Yeah. I thought the trickery was pretty good, though. Like, no, I said horse race. I didn't say a centaur race.
That part was actually kind of clever if you actually play D&D. That was very clever because it's rare that you get to pull one over on the dungeon master like that, where you're like, oh no, by your own rules, you've just fucked yourself, buddy. I win this round.
God damn.
Let's see. Oh, I saw a story. I didn't post the video, but I saw a story. It was a little video where somebody had bought an Annoyatron, which is a device that looks like a breadboard with just like the little green circuit board with a bunch of stuff soldered to it. And it periodically emits a beep. Like, you can set it to periodically beep at random intervals, right? And then it has magnets on the back, so it's basically set up so you can, like, hide it in somebody's room or classroom or office or whatever. And leave it there, and it'll just constantly fucking irritate them until either the battery wears out or you remove it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of evil in and of itself, right? But this guy decided to put it in his company. He thought it'd be funny. Comes back. He kind of forgot about it. He left it there for a couple days, and he was like, oh, I'll go get it, But nobody said anything, and so then he kind of forgot about it. And when he finally did... hear about it again was he was called into a meeting when he got back that Monday, and It was the
No one
FBI
happy?
investigating the potential explosive device that his manager had found.
Oh, Jesus, dude. That's fucking funny.
And
Probably not in
so
the moment. I'm sure you can laugh
his
about it
company
now.
shut down for 2 days. And while they were investigating, and he had to like fucking own up to it in front of everybody at the meeting because he's like, oh shit, I can't just not say anything now.
Fucking FBI's here.
And so he did, and they
Probably not
didn't
them.
fire him. You know, like, end of the, long story. They didn't actually end up firing the guy, despite the fact that he did that. But they were very displeased with him, and he was definitely firmly encouraged to never do that kind of prank again.
Damn.
As you can imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty fucking funny. Like, the whole, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play this harmless little, oh, that's the FBI investigating where I work. This is not good. But that was a great little story. I sent it to my brother because my brother did that where he worked. He got an Annoyatron and he hid it in his boss's office, who he hated this woman with a passion. So he hid it so well she'd never find it, and he never fucking told her. And so he was in there occasionally for like, because he had to go in and talk to her for whatever, and he would hear it go off and watch her flinch every time and just never say anything, and he just enjoyed it. So I had my mom forward it to him because I didn't have his email for whatever reason. We don't like exchanging emails, I guess. But that was, I knew he would appreciate the fucking FBI getting involved.
Okay, Jesus. Damn.
God, can you imagine? That would be so awkward. Having to be the one that says that at a meeting. Like, I got in trouble for chaining up all the paper clips in a small paperclip box. Because the person who does the auditing came by and was like not amused or something. And I believe my response when I talked to my coworker and they were like, yeah, they were very unhappy about that. You should definitely not do it again. Was, well, how was I to know that she was a humorless cunt? They were like, and my coworker was like very taken aback by that, and I was like, why, what are you surprised about? Why would that be a surprise? Like, it's not an unfunny, that's not like a prank that you should get upset over and genuinely like feel that
that's how it can
you
permanently
needed a
damage
paperclip.
anything.
Yeah, exactly. You needed a paperclip and it took you an extra 5 seconds to get one. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, exactly. It was definitely a calm
It's
the fuck
not that
down.
hard to get one paperclip.
Yeah, calm your tits, woman. Calm your tits. Like, it's not that big a deal. Just fuck up and stop whining. But that was definitely entertaining. Oh man. And it was like, I think there was like maybe 40 or 50 paper clips in there. So it wasn't even like a big fucking large amount. It was a very small little, like, magnetized dispenser.
All right.
Oh. Although, to be fair, I didn't know we were getting audited. I probably would have,
held off on that at least. The audit was done.
Yeah, until after the audit. I probably wouldn't have done it for the audit just because, like, whatever. I don't want to be too unprofessional. But I still would have. I still thought it was funny either way.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. But yeah, anybody who does any kind of auditing for a living is probably going to be a humorless cunt. To be,
Oh, you know what? That's a fair point. Yeah, that's actually like, I should have kind of expected them to be a humorless cunt.
Did you know the auditor was coming in, or that?
Well, we get audited from time to time. I had no idea there was one coming in that particular period of time.
Yeah, that's fine then.
It wasn't like I planned it to fuck with anybody.
But yeah, anytime we had those fucking compliance type people or fucking QA auditors, any of that shit.
Oh yeah, we have county
It was
licensing.
usually
Like they come in and they check like the water temperature, the refrigerator temperature.
mhm.
What else do they check? They check a lot of different shit. Like distances between things, how we're hooking up our electrical, stuff like that. Like how we're plugging things in, if we're plugging them into the proper outlets or using. We're not allowed to use extension cords,
Oh, okay.
which is fucking weird, right?
Yeah, it's a bit odd. Yeah.
It wasn't until recently that we were allowed to use power strips. So
Hmm.
legitimately, for like a really long time, they just had to fucking plug everything into the wall, even like computers and stuff, which you're better off plugging into a power strip. It's just safer for you and the computer.
All right.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Interesting.
For a long time, we just weren't allowed to use a whole bunch of shit. It was really weird. Uh, like they're using blue pen now, which is different because for a very long time we were not allowed to use blue pen.
Everything had to be like what, black
Yep,
usually
black ink was
or
the
something like
the,
that.
the fucking rule of
Yeah.
the day. The rule of the day
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. That was always an odd one. Again, no, I get why you wouldn't want to use red or whatever, but blue or black, either one should
Oh,
be
actually,
fine.
we have to use red if it's medical information.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Red is usually used for something specific,
Yep.
so I can see why that wouldn't want to be used in general. But
Yeah, and you
blue
don't
or
want a
black
bunch of
is
like
generally not.
pink and yellow and purple and all that kind of shit on documents that could be. Because everything we write down, all the documentation can be pulled into court. So at any
Yeah.
given point,
Yeah.
like the lawyer for one of our clients can say, like, well, I'm trying to get our client off of, what do you call that? Conservatorship, where they're basically like a kid with a parent appointed by the court. Even
Oh,
though they're
right,
like a
right.
40-year-old, somebody gets to make all their decisions for them. Like where they live and all that kind of shit. So, like, if they want to get off of that and the lawyer agrees that they think they have a good chance, then, they might. Usually they'll just ask us for our assessment
Hmm.
because we have a very, official looking document that we fill out with all this stuff for the assessment in it. But once in a blue
Right.
fucking moon, they actually take all of the documentation we've written about that client. And so it's better that it be looking as professional as possible because it's all going to go in front of a judge.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed uh, uh, getting that feedback from my coworker.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, and I remember them doing it at when I worked for Verizon. That at some point they made it like abundantly clear that you better have all your shit together and all done perfectly the way it's supposed to be done. And yeah, the bitch that showed up was some German bitch,
Oh
and believe it or
God.
not, German, like from Germany, like with an accent and everything, dude. So yeah, it's not surprisingly humorless cunt. Like she wasn't
Yeah,
mean
that's
or
a
anything, but yeah,
Germans
she
that
did not
aren't that
care
aren't that
for
aren't funny.
yeah, that don't have great senses of humor. It's crazy.
No, that was unfortunate. Yeah. God damn. That's even worse. Maybe the same German. Maybe who knows?
Possible.
I know that I worked for a Canadian lady that was an outright fucking psycho bitch. I don't think I had one conversation with this woman where she wasn't
Mhm.
talking shit about somebody.
Oh wow.
So, like, you know,
Very Canadian,
everything
right?
she talked to me, I had no doubt whatsoever she was talking the same shit about me to everyone else, right? Like just 'cause she
Nah.
was just that kind of person. And then,
Right.
the really fucking obnoxious part of it was, we had, at the time I was working day shift, so I had to write weekly reports and monthly reports on each of the clients that I worked with. So
Oh, wow.
I had
Fun.
2 or 3 primary clients at all times, just depending on how many people we had in the house and how many counselors we had working at the time. So I'd have between 2 and 3 clients. And
Right.
a weekly report was like a 3-page paper, and then the monthly report was about a page and a half to 2 pages.
Right.
And usually 2 pages, just because like you're making sure you're documenting every single bit of progress or lack thereof.
Gotcha.
And she would just arbitrarily change her mind constantly about what was expected and what was acceptable.
Oh my god.
Like,
Dude, that is
literally
so
from one
frustrating.
week to the next, it'd be like, you need to do this, this, and this, and then you do that in the next week, and she's like, no, you need to do this, and she would send it the way you did it the last week. And she would fucking write it all up on your paper in red pen like a fucking schoolmarm.
Yeah.
Oh, it was infuriating, and she would write like paragraphs of just like fucking this disparaging fucking commentary about why it was wrong.
Yeah.
And the thing
despite-
was, it was
despite the
very
fact-
obviously that she was insecure with her position.
Yeah, so she had to justify it by fucking with people, basically.
Exactly. And it was very clear that she was not cool with her position, and she didn't she wanted to make sure that you knew you were subhuman, and that she wasn't gonna, like, you weren't gonna ever get anywhere with her, because she was always just gonna fuck you over.
Yeah.
And then she
yeah,
died,
she
and
had
everybody pretended
arbitrarily-
it was a sad loss, and I'm just sitting there like, fucking who cares? She was a bitch.
Yeah, she's
Everybody's
fucking
like,
horrible. The world's a better
she was
place
such an
now.
amazing person. Yeah, she gave one of the coworkers every fucking weekend off so that because the coworker did babysitting for her in the evenings.
Wow.
So one of my people I worked with just got a 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift every single day, Monday through Friday, and every single Saturday and Sunday off because she was watching her son.
God damn, dude.
And it was like, it was absolutely disgusting, because you're like, that's what everybody wants.
Yeah, what
Like,
the fuck?
everybody wants to work the
Yeah.
7 to 3 shift and get a fucking evening off and get to, like, go out and do whatever they want on the weekends and party and shit. Oh, that was some of the most frustrating shit.
Yeah, I can imagine, dude. Fuck. I'm surprised that none of you guys went to like HR or something.
In the name
I
of sex,
didn't
identify
even
yourself.
think about HR, honestly. I didn't even I didn't really realize that you could go to HR.
Yeah.
Probably because the manager and the employee were also really good friends with the manager's boss.
Yeah.
It was
Makes
a
it
lot
tough.
of nepotism and shit. Like, there just wasn't really a whole lot of choice you can go. Like it was like, yeah, I could go talk to them, and they're not going to do anything. They're not going to change anything. It's just going to be the same. Like, there's no one's going to get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're gonna probably fuck with you more.
Oh yeah, no,
basically.
it definitely would have put my job at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would not have gone well for me at all. Probably at that point it probably would have, like, I might not have been fired, but I might as well have lost my job at that point.
Right.
Because, like, the manager I worked for, right, like, the one who would have the childcare done, she would bring her fucking kid into work all the time, constantly.
Oh. Jesus, dude.
And then she never got in any trouble for it. One of my coworkers I worked with ended up getting fired and then rehired because they fired her for bringing her kid to work, or it was her grandkid to work.
Oh, wow.
Was not against any of the rules, and consistently people would bring their children in all the time. People would bring in pets all the time, which I thought was really unprofessional and inappropriate. But considering that they were allowed to bring in their children, I guess, whatever. Who gives a shit, right? But no, it was
bringing pets
weird.
in is very odd. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was very strange.
If your job doesn't involve dealing with pets, that is a very odd thing to bring into fucking work.
Right? Yeah,
if you want to bring a pet in, it's probably no problem.
Yeah,
or dogging or something.
And you're working with people that are psychotic, so while most of the clients we work with are absolutely fine, and I'm zero concerned that they're gonna like hurt the kid or anything like that, or hurt somebody's pet or whatever. But there's always the chance, no matter how remote, that you do need to have like some respect for the fact that is potentially putting your child in some sort of risk.
Yeah.
Client gets mad and fucking smacks your kid or something. You never know, right?
You're dealing with not the most balanced people.
Well, and then here was one of the things that was weird. That same lady, while I did not appreciate her privileged treatment, she was exceptionally good at the job. Like she knew all the paperwork. She did everything properly. She was very good. I ended up having to work for her as a manager. She's a very good manager, very fair. So, I didn't agree with that particular situation, but she was a decent person.
That's actually kind of surprising. You would think they would take the favoritism to slack off.
No, she worked.
So the fact that they actually did the job correctly was great.
For a period of time, she was actually managing 2 of the programs instead of 1, and not getting paid any extra for it. So, as far as I was concerned, she's an idiot, but fucking whatever favoritism I didn't get, she fucking ended up working way harder for at the end than I did. But she had the client that she was very was like her really good friend, essentially. This client was treated almost like a staff member. Like, they got the keys to the program. Like, they could hand out stuff to the other clients if they needed it. Like, it was kind of like, what? Like, and so they wanted to get rid of her because there were these 2 ladies that wanted to get the mid-level manager's job when she quit. Because they wanted to make more money, and they didn't want to work harder and learn how to do their job really well so that they would get hired for that. So they had to get rid of this lady. So they kicked her out of the program for no reason whatsoever, without waiting for her to get housing, which is the normal standard.
Yeah.
We don't just throw clients out on the fucking street. Ever. We will violate the law before we will do that. You know what I mean? Like straight up.
Yeah.
That is the hardcore line that we've never crossed as a company. And they actually did that to her. That was so fucking fucked up. So they ended up firing her because, of course, she was like, no, you're going to come stay in my house. You're not going to go live on the street.
Yeah.
And this woman would not have lasted 30 fucking minutes on the street. She just was way too soft. She's mildly retarded too. I don't think it was diagnosed, but it was very obviously mildly retarded.
Yeah.
Sweet lady. I mean, she was a very nice woman. I didn't ever really object to the way she was treated because she was very respectful of the way, she never did anything to rub anyone else's nose in it or anything like that. She wasn't taking advantage of her authority and fucking with other clients. She was just, super nice and that kind of shit. But it was there's some fucked up people I work with, so I get paid to sleep, If that wasn't the case, I definitely wouldn't have been there for more than a short period of time because the other politics are just not worth getting involved in. For some reason, I'm likable enough that everybody, all the key players, like me. I don't kiss ass though. Like I'm not an ass kisser. It's just not my cup of tea. But for some reason they like me, so I've managed to not have to worry about like backstabbing and bullshit. So I just keep my head out of everybody else's fucking business. That's none of my concern. I'm not. It's above my pay grade. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm gonna go to work, gonna go to sleep, and get like full fucking 8 hours of pay for that every night. Thank you.
Yeah, you might have to throw an aspirin into a fucking client every once in a while. Beyond that,
yeah, that doesn't bother me. It's super easy. Like, I'm sure there are people that would complain about that who would genuinely be upset. Like, oh, I gotta fucking do this. It's like I write down 2 sentences and I hand somebody a cup with an acetaminophen in it. Like, all right, I got you. And frankly,
if it's happening like multiple times every night, that's one thing. But yeah.
Oh, so for the longest time, there was a guy that would come in at like 6:30 to 6:45 while I was waiting for the person to come in at 7 to relieve me. And he would come in every single morning to get an acetaminophen. And I didn't object to that. I just objected to the fact that he was under the impression that they were like narcotics.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's odd.
Yeah, it was weird. And so, like he, for some reason, somewhere along the line, he became convinced that acetaminophen were narcotic. I don't understand it. Like he was worried that he was going to get that they were going to discontinue his prescription because they were too powerful at one point.
Jesus, what the fuck?
But he would come in and get him every morning at like 6:30, and I hand him out to him every morning. I don't really care. Like it's not a big deal. I just objected to giving him things that he thought were drugs when they weren't. Like
did he not notice he wasn't getting high? Like what the fuck?
I don't know. I just that was my problem. Was just like I was like you should do something about like his misconception. It shouldn't just be like, oh, okay, no big deal. You should definitely like resolve the fact that no, it's not drugs, dude. It's just acetaminophen. There's no addictive quality. You don't have to worry. They're not going to cancel or to take it away from you. You're going to get it whenever you want.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Like it's just asprin.
Oh fuck.
Just because in general you're not supposed to play along with people's symptoms, like delusions. You have to be like, no, there's nothing there. I understand that you see something there, and that's very disturbing. And I absolutely think it's real for you. In your mind, it's real, but it's not really real. No one else can see it. It's not really there. I can stand right where it is, and it's not there.
God damn. Yeah, unless he was getting some kind of weird placebo high, but it seems like that wouldn't work, like, permanently.
I wouldn't think so either. I don't know. At the end of the day, I didn't really give that much of a shit. It was more of a like, on principle I object, but I don't fucking care. And he was nice enough and he was polite, so he wasn't rude and shitty to me, so I didn't really, like, see a reason to, like, be worried about it. And I just gave him his acetaminophen every morning. But then they changed the schedule, so I got off like a half hour earlier, and he doesn't come out and get it from me anymore. But now this other guy comes in at like 15 minutes early before I leave and gets it every time.
So they got the other guy hooked.
Yeah, really.
Oh man.
So that's just kind of weird. Like that, like one guy started and another guy stopped, and so it was like that was kind of funky. But like. I don't really care. It passes the time while I'm waiting for the fucking clock to run out so I can go home, I wake up at 6, put my bedding away, and then, like, this guy comes in about 6:15, shortly, like, maybe 5 minutes after I get everything put away and I'm ready to chill and wait for the 6:30 person to come in, and then I hand him his acetaminophen. So I get a little bit of conversation and something to do for like 10 minutes.
Kill a little time.
Yeah, kill a little time while I'm waiting for the fucking coworker to show up, and works for me. I'm happy with it.
There are worse things as
Yeah,
far
exactly.
as jobs go.
And I'm getting paid to do it, so like, you know, being upset about that seems silly. Like I was like, all right, getting an hourly wage to make sure this guy gets a fucking aspirin every morning. I'm in.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's see, what else is there? Oh, did you see the thing about the coroner?
Oh yeah, I didn't have. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what. I felt like I needed more information. Like I didn't know if he was being a shitty person or if.
So I don't know if you caught all of the details of what was going on.
I know the part about him not being full time. I
Yeah,
thought
he
that.
had been
so
hired on for 20 hours
out.
a week, and they were constantly calling him after hours and on his time off. And he was going like, okay, well, you need to make me full time then. Like,
yeah.
You need to make me full time. I should be getting paid more, and I should be, you know, fairly compensated for what you're expecting as far as the use of my time. Because yeah, it may not be that I may not be showing up and picking up bodies like constantly 8 hours straight every day, but you should be paying me for like all the extra hours and stuff that you're calling and everything. And so they basically were paying him way less than what they should have been for what he was expected to do.
Yeah, okay.
Is essentially what
I kind of figured.
And instead of giving him full time, they had him hire other people, which was even more ridiculous.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, it seemed odd, but I was kind of like, honestly, I hadn't watched much of anything and been
fair enough, man. Fair enough. It's hard to follow a lot of those things, and it is kind of a little fucked up to leave a dead body just sitting there. But like at the same time, I kind of get like, like you kind of get fucking paid, you know.
Yeah. Then the guy trying to guilt him, I'm like, dude, like fucking pay him. Like you're gonna try to guilt him into like you signed a deal saying you dead body, whatever, and you're like, you fucking.
Oh, you took an oath or something? Yeah, you took an oath.
Yeah.
Like but I didn't agree to do it for free and without any sort of like compensation for my time.
Yeah, so I was like, that's pretty fucking shitty. I'm trying to guilt him into that, dude. You signed it. You took an oath.
Yeah, there's a bunch of YouTube shorts that are animated where it's some lady playing out whatever fantasy about how she would deal with the corporate people.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm trying to think. Oh, what? I don't know what, I can't remember what they're called. But it's always how like, like the boss is expecting her to come in and work on her time off and not pay her for overtime when she stays late and stuff like that. And it's always like snarky responses of like, well, I'll be happy to take that up with HR. Why don't you write that down for me? That you're expecting me to show up while while I'm not being fairly compensated for the work.
Yeah, so if they're like salaried, is that what you're talking about? Like where they don't technically they make the same pay no matter how much?
Salary, so I don't know how it works in Arizona. But it kind of works like that, but it also kind of doesn't in California. Like you have to make enough to compensate you for the hours you're working. So like they can't use salary to not pay you overtime. So if you're consistently working 60 hours a week, and they're like, oh, but you're salaried, so you only get 40 hours of pay every week. You get this is what you agreed to. No, then they'll have to pay you more at the end of the year.
I think here it's basically like for the full time, like they can actually work you up to like 10 extra hours a week and not have to compensate you more. But then after that, you get paid overtime if you're salaried.
Something like that. Yeah, in California at the end of the year, so for every 60-hour week that you work, you have to also have gotten to work a 20-hour week and had like extra 20 hours off.
Yeah.
So it can't equal more than 40 hours a week for the course of the year, where they end up paying a lot of fucking fines and shit.
All right. Yeah. I don't think we have anything like that here.
Yeah, California has that. That is one of the few things about California that I do appreciate is workers have a lot more rights in California than they do in some other states, for sure.
Yeah. Although I don't know if that's going to keep up.
Yeah, who knows how long that'll last. Oh yeah, I'm not expecting that one to last forever.
Enjoy it while it lasts, California. They're coming for you guys too.
Oh yeah, well I mean they're coming for all the rights. Like that's just a constant fucking pressure of trying to find ways to fuck over Californians.
Yeah, the common man or whatever. The average folks.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like the fucking food prices and shit, man.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty fucking gross.
What is it, right now, ribeyes are on sale, like ribeye steaks, for $12.99 a pound.
Right.
Normally they're $25.99 a pound.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's fucking insane. But I would say maybe 4 years ago, $12.99 a pound was the standard, or actually it was more like $10 or $11.99 a pound, I think.
So they're kind of like fudging the numbers and then telling you get the sale, basically.
Oh yeah, and well then the fucking grocery store this time, I went to a different one than I normally do to order some shit because the steaks were on sale, so I bought like 4 of them. They charged me for 4 full-sized ribeye steaks, a little bit over a pound each, like 1.07 pound a piece. And they gave me 3.5. One was like a ribeye that was split. They butterflied it to a 1/2-inch thick butterfly, like. So it was a strip of ribeye.
Wow, that's fucking
it was not fucking cool. It was definitely not fucking kosher. The fucking weird thing they did was I ordered because I was going to the gas station that was near the grocery store to get gas, and I figured I'll pick up some donuts for the family for fun, but I mainly wanted the steaks. But they put 9 donuts in each of the boxes instead of a dozen, but centered it so that it looked like the box was full.
Jesus, dude.
So I got that refunded.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to check that right now. That better fucking have gotten refunded. Hold on. I'm curious now. Because it's been a day, so it should have posted to my bank.
So it's pretty obviously it's deliberate, though. I mean, right? Like.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts, dude.
Well, and the thing was, if you slid them over, like I even checked, you could slide them over, and you could fit a dozen of those donuts in there. So it wasn't like it was, they were so big that they couldn't fit 12 in, and they figured, well, that's fair. It was like a fucking ripoff. And the really shitty part about it is I ordered 3 dozen, so I got 3 boxes of 9 donuts. If they'd literally just made one more box of 9 donuts, that would have been 36 in a dozen.
Yeah. The math worked out perfectly.
Yeah, there
Or
was
would have.
no reason at all.
Other than trying to scam you.
Yeah, it was. I was very upset. And I'm still not seeing that refund. Hold on. I may be calling the store man. I may be calling their customer service line because the steak thing was also bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid I talked to said he'd take the donuts off of my receipt. Yeah, I think I'm going to call their corporate customer service line then tomorrow. I'm sure it's too late now because they're probably only open from like 5 till 5 p.m. or whatever. And they're probably on the East Coast, so it's probably past 5 for them.
Yeah, it's July 4th, too, so probably not even
exactly. I'm not expecting anybody to be there today.
Yeah. Nobody in corporate works on holidays.
Yeah. Oh, I love that Shane Gillis joke. I think I'd heard that before somewhere. But I did love it. That was one of those things where it's like, yeah, but you sucked my dick, and I'm just some fucking loser comedian. Like,
yeah, tell me you aren't gonna suck the dick of the most powerful man in the world.
Yeah, well, that is a fucking aphrodisiac for a lot of women. Like, if you're just gonna like, you're the president. The president is getting a blowjob from most ladies that are like even halfway attractive.
Yeah, and from what I understand about him, especially back then, he definitely had that superficial charm of the psychopath or whatever, or the sociopath. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, everybody was super charmed by that guy, apparently.
So, yeah, no, I love that part of it. You know, Shane was just talking about how he was insistent, like, no, you're going to admit that we would have blown him. Like, I'm not letting this go. You're going to admit that you would have blown Bill Clinton, goddammit.
It's like if you were a dude and you were in the Oval Office and Hillary Clinton was the president and she was like, hey, you want to go down on me? You're going to fucking do it. Because when else are you when else are you going to get an opportunity to go down on the president? Like, come on. That's one of those things where, like, you're going to be able to fucking tell that story to everybody forever.
Yeah, I don't know if I would, for Hillary. Oh, no, yeah, I guess I actually did like the Clintons. I did not realize how evil they were, so. Probably, I guess.
I'm just saying, it's like, if you're famous, the president calls and wants you to come and, like, meet the president and go to the White House and everything. You know, I'm going. I don't give a shit which president it is. It could have been Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama. I'm going. Like, that's the president, man. Fuck yeah. Do I agree with them? No. I think they're a terrible president. Yeah. But that's still the president of the United States. When are you going to get an opportunity to go to the White House again? Get all that special fucking, like, free back behind the fucking scenes tour and shit? Hell yeah. Sign me the fuck up.
Indeed.
Now, I wouldn't blow Bill Clinton because I'm just not into dudes. I don't think I could make myself do that with a dude. Like, that's just
yeah.
You know, you can pinch your nose and go down on the fucking on Hillary. Like, that's fine. I mean, at least I know what I'm working with. Like,
I can deal with Hillary's unkempt bush. For the story.
But George Bush, on the other hand, no.
No. Not going anywhere near that bush. Bush is bush.
Yeah, some bushes are not the same as others. Oh, man.
Wordplay. Damn.
Oh yeah, I was surprised by the Japanese thing that I watched. I don't know if you got a chance to check it out or not. I wouldn't expect you necessarily to. The what? Yeah, the vending machine one.
I didn't get all the way through it. I just saw that he was meeting the girl. Was that girl from the vending machine, or was she? Did the vending machine later?
No. Okay, so she's just like a Japanese slut who makes her money being a slut, essentially. Like, if you look at her Instagram and her other stuff, I looked him up in the description. I clicked onto her Instagram and her Twitter page, and it was like, oh, you barely wearing anything in any of this. You're clearly selling sex. So the way those phone numbers worked was she took him into this really crazy like back room off of a back alley on the street where all the bars and shit are, and the vending machine had the phone number for the girls, so you could call the girls from the vending machine phone numbers, and then in the same building above, like upstairs from where all the vending machines and stuff were, and then there was some lockers nearby, you could meet with those girls to go on a date. Like, it was very clear that she was being like, yeah, this is where you pick up hookers. This is stage one of prostitution. Because, like, there's no way there's any other way that that's working out. And I know that there's a lot of prostitution that's legal in Japan. Like, because Japan's got, like, half of what goes on in Japan is based on the laws. And the other half is what's traditionally, like, this is what is expected of people. Right?
Right.
And, like, Japan has lots of very light sex work where it's, like, they're not actually getting, like, laid. It's, like, strippers level. Well, some of it's way more than strippers. Like, you can go take a shower with a woman.
Yeah, or the happy ending for the fucking massage kind of thing.
Yeah, so there's a lot of hand jobs that are totally fine. And then there's a lot of other, like, I don't think legally you can't actually, like, have sex. But I believe there's a lot of situations in which they can rub on you and use their hands and get you off to the point where you come.
Yeah,
in a lot of legal settings. So, like, the shower thing is essentially you go into a booth with the lady, you strip down to, like, your underwear or something, and she fucking rubs all over you while you're kind of laying on a table getting water splashed on you both.
Right.
With soap and everything. So you're, essentially it's outer course until you come most of the time.
Yeah, unless
I'm sure it depends. Like, you get 20 minutes, and whether you come or not, it's that's on you. You know what I mean?
unless you have unless your cock is an actual tentacle.
Yeah.
In which case, totally.
And acceptable. I think there's a lot of situations where, like, you can get, like, massages where hand jobs are basically expected. And that kind of thing. Yeah. But there's also this seemed like stage one of, like, legitimate prostitution where it's probably not legal. But, it's just normally, like, that's what they're assuming is that's the normal expected thing.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny that this chick was just like, oh, here's where you pick up the numbers for the prostitutes. Like, fucking, what the hell?
Yeah, I think I was skimming that because I was, again, trying to look through everything right before the show that I had been ignoring all week.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So I was trying to skim through that one, but I was like, all right, this is too far. And whatever's going on,
it's a long video. That's some of those I just put up because I assume, like, I'll be chatting about them, and then I'm not necessarily expecting anybody to watch that much fucking footage.
Yeah, because I was kind of skimming through it, and I'm like, all right, I probably missed it, or it's too far in. I'm going to go to the next one. So I might have to not know what's going on here.
They got a lot of really sad, lonely kind of shit. Where there's like bars where essentially you're paying money to get attention from a woman. I mean, honestly, like, really, that's all it's going on. Is you're just
in the name of sex.
Was that like the hostess clubs or whatever? The host/hostess
there's like
thing or
maids
whatever
and stuff. And
Mm. Yeah, well, I remember the one story about the chick that was like a hostess, and she did like I don't know, some kind of other hookerish shit. But then she had like a guy that was like, you know, did the male version of what she did, and she was like in competition with some other fucking chick for his attention or whatever, and she ended up like fucking stabbing him, and I can't remember if he actually died or if
Oh,
he
that was a
almost
weird
died.
one where she was a hostess and he was a host, which is the male version.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a weird
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Dead. Yeah. So she was making money as a host, paying him as a host. Had some kind of weird rivalry with some other rich bitch. But yeah, she was literally taking the money from being a hostess and just paying this fucking host, dude. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was a wacky fucking situation.
Yeah. I just remember they being like, yeah, the cops showed up, and she was like covered in blood, just calmly smoking a cigarette. You're like, God damn, that's fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, well, it's
Just gonna
interesting how
fucking
some
get me
people
that
look
kind
at
of
it and go like, "Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do this crime, and then like I'll just get arrested and go to jail. Like, I don't care as long as I get to do what I want, and this person pays for whatever imaginary bullshit I think they deserve to die for. You know."
Yeah.
And
that one, I'm not even sure that was it. I think she like was mad in
it's
the
like
moment,
the guy
but then,
fucking
like, didn't want him to die.
You know, the guy killed his girlfriend because he you know, she wasn't fucking loyal to him or whatever. It was like,
yeah, while he was in prison. Oh, you're talking about the Colorado?
Yeah. It's like the guy killed his fucking girlfriend because she might have slept with his brother or something, and it was just like while he was in prison, and even though they weren't always together, it was like I was like, you know, it's like I don't understand that shit. Like to me, it's like I don't get that. Like why you fucking
wasn't
fucking
he in
break
jail
it.
for like beating her?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he? What didn't he go to jail for domestic violence or whatever on her? Right.
So he went and got 3 years of probation the first time he tried to strangle her, and didn't end up killing her. And then he did it a second time. Right? So the first time it didn't take, he did it a second time, and then he went to prison for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then like the third time he actually killed her, and that's, you know, what happened there. We all saw that. So
Right.
it was absolutely, I mean, it's absolutely fucking bonkers. Like how many tries to murder her she gave him. Because like I'm sorry, the third time I'm blaming her. Like fucking you knew who the fuck this dude was. He got out of prison. You're fucking paying for his hotel room. And
there's plenty of evidence out there that if you're noticing,
you're going to eventually end up dead, and sooner rather than later, usually.
Yeah, there was
You know
no way that wasn't like really fucking obviously coming down the pipeline. Like it kept getting closer and closer and closer, and it's like, I'm sorry, I want to respect you, and I understand, you know, like, you know, that you feel like, oh, what a surprise. Like I mean, obviously he still goes to prison.
Right. But she's dead.
Yeah. But like, how did you not
Definitely
know you were going to end up dead? Like, he tried to strangle you multiple times.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard to see how you're not. She doesn't know.
What was the fucking story? I don't know if I posted a video on this one either. It was the big tagline on it was when the predator becomes the prey. And it was the whole thing was this girl had a history of being molested, and this guy was like, oh, that's you know, like you've had all these terrible things, well, you know, your family is being mean to you and all this stuff, why don't you come stay with me, I'll take care of you, I'll be your dad, you can just call me dad and daddy and stuff like that. And then eventually
yeah.
he fucking got her to do like plastic surgery, to have sex with him, all that kind of shit, and had convinced her she owed him all this money and she needed to pay him back before she could leave. And I'm like, in what world does any of that make any sense? Like, clearly something was going on. Even at like 12 years old, I would have been like, no. And she was like 17 when they met, so I was like, I don't know that. Like, I can understand how it got to the point where the family was like, yeah, no, she deserves prison time.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but this guy's a fucking disgusting piece of shit who clearly is taking advantage of a child and deserves to be dead. Like, so I was really torn on that one.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Because, like, on the one hand, fuck did he deserve to die. But on the other hand, like, lady, you could have just fucking left, like, so many times. Like, I don't understand why you stuck around and had sex with this guy at all. Like, why would you not just be like, nah, it's cool. Like, just be like, no, I'm gonna leave now, and then, because, like, what was he gonna do? You know? Like, fucking follow you and keep you there?
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, there was that, like, kid that fucking didn't even speak English properly because she'd been, like, kept a prisoner in her house for so long. The one where, like, like, they even had, like, 30-year-olds and shit that were, like, living in the house. The crazy Christian couple or whatever.
Oh, right.
I think we talked about that because like, we both watched the video of them, like,
yeah. Was that the one where they're like the godparents? The godparents had like custody or something, and they were just making the girl work as a slave. Or am I thinking of a different one?
No, that was a different
And
one.
like
You know how fucking fucked up that is when there's so many of them that you're like, oh, which one was that?
Yeah.
No,
like,
it was the one where the parents were like uber religious and had a bunch of fucking kids, and then they would buy like toys and cakes and pie and taunt them with it, but chain them to the fucking beds and stuff.
Oh my god,
that one where like you were like, I hope the fucking parents get brutally tortured to death in prison.
Yeah, that wasn't the Ruby Frank one, was it? Or Ruby Frankie or whatever?
Fuck if I remember the name, dude. There's no way.
Yeah, I think that one was different. That one was fucked up too. Very similar.
There's so many of them, dude. There's so fucking many. It's crazy.
Yeah. There's some of those that I saw, dude, where I'm like, there was one of this fucking lesbian bitch who was like fucking just torturing like kids that she had, and then her fucking,
that was a different one. Yeah, she had step kids, and then like two of the kids there were like foster kids that she had for no reason.
Yeah, like a girl like that had kids with a guy that they broke, whatever, and then she would abuse her kids, that girl's kids too, and yeah, that was so fucked up. Like, I was like, that fucking sheriff or whatever, like, he knew what was going on, dude. He was letting it happen, and I'm like, that guy should get fucking arrested, or, you know what I mean? Like, I guess they couldn't prove it.
Yeah, there's no way that sheriff wasn't involved in some way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was the one that was always getting the fucking heads up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, like, the social workers kept getting called out, and they'd go out there and everything would be fine. And it was it was painfully obvious that she was getting, like, tipped off by somebody in the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
Because the sheriff would have to come out and, like, so they'd have to call in advance and have the sheriff come out and, like, what do you call it? Accompany whoever it was that was going to do the investigation so that they didn't get, like, you know, attacked or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was some real squirrely shit going on, dude, with all that. But they finally got busted, so that was good.
Yeah. It's always fucked up to see how quickly they go from, like, oh, but I really love my kids, to, oh no, how long am I going to be in prison for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, they don't give a shit about those kids. They immediately just don't give a shit
Yeah.
the second they might go to jail.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of them were quite obviously willing participants. Like, I don't care if you think you were brainwashed or not, dude. You should know that the fucked up shit you were doing to your kids was fucking horrible. And that you deserve fucking prison time for it.
A lot of that stuff is, a lot of that stuff when you hear it, you're like, how did you justify that?
Yeah, it's very odd. So yeah, not too much sympathy for him.
No.
But yeah, the one bitch literally had fucking called the other bitch and just had the phone, like the phone call on the whole time while she's talking to the fucking cop. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, and the cop was like, "What the fuck did
like,
you
know
think
what
you were doing?"
Yeah, like, you realize what you just did? You just interfered with an investigation. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's like, I'm sorry, she scares me. Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's gonna work.
Oh yeah, that was a very unbelievable one. That was like, you were like, what? Like, what the fuck do you mean she scares me? You committed a felony. You knew you weren't supposed to do that. Fuck off. You knew you did that because you thought you could get away with it. That is one of the more infuriating things, when you constantly get people who are like, I was scared, and you're like, you thought you could get away with it. Don't fucking lie to me. You know? Like,
yeah. Once you realize where it was, then you're like, I'm sorry, I did. She scares me. That's why I was doing it. And I'm telling you now because I'm trying to save my own ass. Just because I'm scared.
I mean, if I was scared, I might, like, write it down or something. Be like, she's listening right now. Don't fucking tip her off. I don't want to get, beat up or killed or something like that.
Right. Definitely some bullshit. So, like, yeah, you're totally fine doing it until you realized how much trouble you were actually in. Like, all right.
Oh, yeah, the funny thing I thought about that one, the girl got strangled. Not that, there's a lot funny about that, but
Right.
I did like the fact that she had a protective order against the guy.
Right. She was still hanging out with him, though, right?
Yeah.
Even after she had the protective order, yeah.
Yeah, well, he contacted her, and she paid for him to be in, like, hotel rooms and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I always fucking love that shit where they're like, oh, but we gave them a protective order.
Right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
the fuck did you think a piece of paper was going to do? Shut the fuck up. Like, fucking, what utter fucking nonsense. Protective order. It's like, you fucking serious?
Yeah. Definitely some bullshit.
Like, yeah, that piece of paper is going to stop the guy that's consistently violating the law.
He's going to respect it.
That's the one he'll respect.
Right. Sure it will.
Oh, man. What else was there going on? Oh, I know I had more stuff here. Oh, I love these fucking China fakes everything videos. There's so many fucking disturbing.
China fakes everything crazy edition.
Yeah.
Lovely. Boeing
Dude, it's
and
a
Airbus bought
titanium
fake
for
titanium
fucking
from a China-
airplanes, dude. I was like, holy fucking shit.
That's
How
which
the
one it was.
fuck?
I was trying to remember which one it was, because there was so many different things that I've seen about China faking stuff, because it's what they do with everything.
Right.
And I've seen so many of those videos, I couldn't remember which one that specifically was. Yeah, the fucking titanium one. That was scary.
Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, would that happen if, like, I feel like, if I don't know, do you think if Trump was in office, they'd try to pull that? I feel like Biden's not going to do anything about it, but I feel like Trump would get super
I
pissed.
think they might have tried it, but I think with Trump in office, that would have led to a huge fucking problem for them. Like, they would have definitely regretted it very quickly.
Yeah. I actually think they might not have tried.
I think
But,
less likely. Definitely less likely that they would have tried it.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't count it out because China's just so arrogant. Like, fucking the guy himself is just so fucking arrogant.
That's true.
Winnie the Pooh.
That is true.
Winnie the Pooh's a piece of
Yeah,
shit. And he
Xi
fucking
Jinping.
thinks he's like, he thinks his shit don't stink. Like, he's one of those people who genuinely thinks his shit don't stink.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing was kind of crazy. Where it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was pretty fucking nuts, man. It's like, god damn, I cannot believe. Yeah, parts for airplanes, dude. I could not believe it, man. That was pretty insane, man.
Well, China just doesn't give a shit. Like, they don't care about our people. I mean, they don't care about their own people, so I mean, I don't know why anybody would even remotely think to expect them to care about our people, but you know what I mean, like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, what else? Oh, yeah, apparently one of their, like, biggest buildings... Oh, yeah, the kid with the fucking, like, straitjacket on, that was weird. Maybe I just don't know kids... But that seemed kind of weirdly abusive to me.
I don't think I saw that one.
So essentially the kid is like wrapped up in like multiple layers to the point where like they can't move like their arms or legs at all.
Oh, wow. Oh, the baby.
Yeah,
The baby.
Yeah. The baby. And I'm like,
Okay.
and I was like, maybe I just
All right,
don't
I was
know.
actually wondering.
Maybe I don't understand.
Okay, yeah,
kids.
no,
That's
man.
possible. Like maybe that's something that babies really like. I mean, fucking everybody
Yeah, it
in the
seemed
fucking.
very odd. Well, they
Everybody
probably don't
in
know
the
each
comment
other, maybe
section
that's
thought it
why.
was great, and I'm just like, I don't think that's good for children. Like,
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess they wouldn't better since if they always went to sleep like that. I guess, but yeah, it seems very odd because it seems like the first thing they do when they get unwrapped is fucking move their arms and legs around.
right? Yeah, like they're definitely like immediately like, oh yeah, I want to fucking move around and not be like pinned here forever.
Yeah.
But that whole thing seemed bizarre to me, and I was like, that seems like child abuse. But I don't know that much about babies because I fucking only learned recently that apparently babies. What do you call it? Oh, what's the word? Can't drink water. Like under a certain age. Like if they're like from like before 2 years old or something like that, they're not supposed to drink water. They're only supposed to have breast milk. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I kind of see that then. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, well, apparently because they're so small. So, like, like an adult, if you drink too much water, you can flush out, like, your electrolytes and stuff. Like, that's how a lot of clients will flush out meds. Well, not a lot. Very, very few actually ever do that because it's fucking intense. But that's one way in which clients can nullify the actions of their medications is drink enough water that it flushes it out of the system.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But oh, what is it? What is it? Why can't I remember? I don't remember what I was saying. Damn. Oh! Because they're so small, it doesn't take very much to fuck up their the equilibrium
the
that keeps
system.
them there, keeps them safe. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
So essentially, like, it's super dangerous, even though it doesn't seem like it should be.
Right.
Yeah. And you don't want to, like, and the other thing is, their stomachs are so small that if you fill them with water, they might actually be, like, really hungry and need the nutrition from the breast milk
Yeah.
that they're not getting.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a kid and I didn't know that. I guess I just never realized we never gave him water.
Yeah, your wife probably knew. Your wife probably was
Yeah.
like, I'm just not going to leave
Yeah.
this oaf in charge of anything. I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah. My inability to lactate,
Yeah.
kind of cut me out of that whole situation.
Damn, how you gonna make it? That's rough. I mean, it's such a
I would if
wonderful
I could.
situation to be in. Well, if you take the right hormones, I think you can lactate, right? Like, if you really fuck with your endocrine system really, really badly.
I thought I heard that somewhere, where guys can technically do it somehow.
I think it might be one of the potential side effects of having too much testosterone.
Yeah. Too much testosterone or too much estrogen?
Well, no, like,
Probably one of those.
It's one. If I remember correctly, it's one of the potential side effects of steroids, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess it does make you get more women-like breasts or whatever. Yeah.
It's like a weird, counterintuitive like issue with steroids is that they can effeminate you or something like that in weird ways.
Yeah. That's right. Oh yeah. Was it Alex? It's the baseball player that got busted for steroids at some point.
Oh yeah.
One of the many steroids.
Yeah, of the many steroid-using football and baseball and other sports players.
Yeah. Well, I think football is they actually did a good job of cleaning that shit up. Although I don't know. I think they're figuring the size and speed, strength, all that, the increase in all that over the last couple decades would indicate they're doing something. But whatever they're doing, they're not getting caught. Somehow.
I think a lot of
maybe
the
HGH or something.
Hormones and stuff
Maybe they don't
become less detectable.
Yeah, I assume they've gotten pretty good at whatever.
Like the way that they can give you hormones now, it like they don't have to worry about the indicators.
Yeah.
And
or maybe they did the HGH or something that maybe they don't test for like the human growth hormone or something.
Oh, who
like
knows?
They test for like steroids. Yeah, I'm not even sure. To be honest with you, and I actually watch sports.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure, like, that as they get better at detecting certain things, they're going to get worse at detecting others. Like, that just seems like it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever's doing the illegal shit is generally one step ahead for a while, and then they get busted doing whatever way they're doing it, and then they come up with another way that they're not detected for doing, and then just kind of circles around like that.
Oh,
Bit of a cat and mouse game, I guess, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Like a really annoying one.
Yeah. Indeed.
Oof. Oh yeah, the fucking Denise Richards thing. Did we miss that when it happened?
I don't know on that
Where
one.
she had talked about doing OnlyFans content with her fucking 19-year-old daughter?
I don't remember that one specifically, so I feel like, I think we might have just
I mean, because, you know, to be fair, we're not following OnlyFans at all as far as, you know, like,
Yeah.
unless weird, crazy shit comes to the you know, public sphere of knowledge. Yeah, apparently she teased doing content with her daughter, and then, like, the reaction was obviously not good.
Right.
Because, you know, like, most people are like, fucking incest? Really? Like,
Yeah.
what you,
Yeah. How the fuck are you planning on doing this? You crazy bitch.
what kind of drugs you fucking taking, eh? Also, I think she was like 51 and her daughter was like 19 or something.
Yeah. Who would have thought the chick that thought it was a good idea to have kids with Charlie Sheen?
Oh, God, really?
Great shit. Yeah.
Because I remember he was dating some fucking porn star, and I was like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was after the fact. Yeah, after they got divorced or whatever.
Some guy that's just doing a fuck ton of drugs and like I could definitely see a whore, because that's essentially what porn stars are.
Oh, yeah.
Like being like, oh, that sounds awesome, you know, like this guy's doing all these drugs and he'll fuck me at the same, you know, and pay me money. Yeah, and that's what they were all about.
Indeed. Ugh.
God, can you imagine?
Dude, that's pretty nuts, man.
Well, not only that, but like the entire time that she was with him, she was still working in the industry without knowledge that he had AIDS.
Nah. Yeah. Yeah, all that's pretty fucked up. That whole situation.
And he fucking let it
horrible.
go.
Yeah. How long did he know before he actually fucking...
Oh, fucking
let anybody know?
years, dude. Like, for years. Because, you know, like, they don't die right away anymore.
Yeah. Or at all anymore.
Yeah.
As long as they can afford the fucking... wasn't that the drug that, that Skakel guy, or what the fuck's... Shkreli? Isn't he the one that bought that drug and increased the price like 5,000%? Like he bought the rights to the fucking drug.
You're thinking about somebody else. You're thinking about a different drug. It was.
Yeah,
it
well, no,
was,
it's one that kept AIDS patients alive, though.
Oh, really?
He's done it on more than one drug. Oh, yeah, he's done it on more than one drug.
Because the one I remember them talking about was like one for like a more common issue, like for tuberculosis or something like that.
Yeah, no, he's done it multiple
and people
times.
were mad because they were like, dude, these people already can't afford it, you piece of shit. Like, you're already fucking taking way more than they can afford for the fucking ability to basically just live past the age of 30 in certain parts of the world. You're making it too expensive for, like, most of the population.
Yeah. No, it was pretty fucking disgusting behavior. Yeah, no, that guy's pretty gross. Like, he does some kind of funny trolling shit, but, like, it's definitely not enough to counteract doing some shit that fucked up.
He's the kind of person that makes you want to fucking murder the corporate people, all the people from corporations, like, at once. Like, just take them all out and be, like, fucking done with them, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely some evil shit.
Like the power companies.
Yeah, it's like, unless there's a generic available, I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to jack up the price like that. And, like, I don't know, it's a tough one, but especially with something like that.
Here's a good one. There's no difference in the cost to the internet provider if you download 500 terabytes or 1 terabyte. There's no difference in the cost to them. Right?
Yeah. But they charge,
but they charge
how much
like $100 a month extra if you go over a certain amount of like fucking terabytes of data. And I think it's just like it's not even like more than it's just one at a time. And
Yeah, and they have more than enough fucking bandwidth and all that shit to handle it.
yeah, exactly. And it doesn't
extra,
cost them
yeah.
anymore. So it's not like they're out any money because we downloaded more or whatever.
Yeah.
They just use it as an excuse to charge more for no reason. And I feel like that kind of surcharge should be illegal. Where like you can't charge
that's
somebody
pretty shitty.
more for something that doesn't cost you anything. Like there should have to be some form of cost before you get like that sort of free reign.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, yeah, like the fucking, like Elon Musk having the extra battery capacity just coded out.
Yep.
Like,
Exactly.
it's the same
Exactly
fucking
like
thing,
that. That
but it's
should
locked
not
away.
be legal. That should not be legal.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, if you're paying the lower price and you're getting the same battery, you should have 100% access to what you own. You own that battery.
Yeah. Yeah, there should just not be a difference. Like, you shouldn't be able to lock away shit like that, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Like, well, you can pay extra and you can drive a little further before having to recharge. It's the same exact battery. We're just going to give you access to the whole battery capacity if you pay more. Yeah, that shit seems so fucked up, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that that's even legal. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's interesting if you're like us, where you're not really only on one side or the other. You're willing to look at everything like as an individual issue.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Republicans that are like, you're just fucking lazy. You just don't want to work, you fucking lazy bum. And it's like, no, I just don't think I should have to pay more for something I already bought. You know, like.
Yeah.
I think I should have full access to the thing that I physically own. It's my property.
It's one of the things. Yeah, it's a similar thing. Obviously, to a less degree than the batteries and shit. But the Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh yeah,
like there were maps and shit. Yeah, well, dude, there were fucking maps and shit that were already on the fucking disc when you bought the game, that they locked away and didn't unlock until like the first DLC. So they're trying to act like it was new DLC as part of this package, but it was on the disc the whole fucking time.
Yes, that is.
So yeah,
that has been a big issue in video games just in general, though.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
that one's like, that's been getting worse and worse for years.
Indeed.
Like, I mean, the video game thing has gotten so bad. There was literally a plan from one of the companies to have advertising in their game.
Oh yeah.
Like you would buy the game, and then there would be fucking commercials in the game you fucking bought.
Yeah.
It was like, you gotta be fucking serious. You can't be serious.
Yeah, or them wanting to make you pay a monthly fee on top of what you paid for. Like, that's been floated out.
Oh,
like,
that's been
like
done in a lot of games. It's not called a monthly fee. They call it a battle pass. But battle pass is essentially you pay an extra fee for what you've already paid for.
Yeah.
Like, you bought the video game, and now they're going to be like, oh, we're making skins and fucking voice clips and stuff like that, and little emotes that your character dances around in funny ways. It's like, no, make a new game, fam. Like, I already own this game. Why should I have to pay more? You know? for something I already own.
Yeah, like the amount of fucking greed of these companies, dude, is fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, no, it's never ending. Well, that's one of those. I think that's essentially like why I think we're headed towards like some sort of weird societal reset eventually. Maybe not in our lifetime. Maybe in the next couple of generations or something. But I think there's going to be a point at which.
I don't know if they're gonna make it that long.
Well, I think there's going to be a
I
point
fear
at
it is
which
gonna be in our lifetime.
either we're going to be like in absolute slavery again, like. Or it's going to switch over to where, like, corporations are basically, like, chopped down and burned down to the ground, and all the people are, like, hauled out and shot like a Bolshevik fucking revolution. And the irony is the fucking corporations are basically helping it go and move along faster.
Yeah, they're getting incredibly fucking greedy. And it's pissing.
Well, but they're also the ones who are funding all the woke horse shit that's leading to the groups of people getting more and more power that are gonna fucking kill them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. They're very short-sighted, man. It's weird.
Like they're
it's like,
throwing money at these
you know what I
woke
mean?
Things,
like any
but
kind
like
of purity
you see the graffiti from the woke like the woke criminal part of the woke people. Where they're like, liberals get the bullet too, and you're like, guys, they want to kill not only
that's
the
the thing, man.
people, but you guys fucking.
Yeah, well, they're endorsing that whole that tends to get more and more extreme, to where basically at some point, almost no company certainly is going to pass the purity test at some point. Because it's going to continue to get more and more extreme because you fucking idiots are allowing that to happen by pretending to be like an enlightened, like fucking, we love people bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't care about profits. We just care about the woke fucking nonsense. Yeah. Like, dude, it's going to fucking destroy you in the long run. It's going to fuck you up.
Well, I think a lot of what's going on with that is, part of why, because like they estimate that China is just completely out of money.
Oh yeah, that's why they're trying to buy so much influence.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of individuals taking money from China to do that, sort of destabilizing the American culture. And I don't think I think they're just so short-sighted and just don't fucking care. Because they don't have to live in abject poverty.
Yeah, and that's one of the fucking, I guess, it's one of the drawbacks to a democracy, or representative republic or whatever the fuck you want to call it, is there, you're going up against countries where it's effectively an autocratic ruler, or a dictator kind of thing. They can buy off, not a whole lot of people and have a fucking huge influence over other countries just by buying off, certain select politicians in a democratic society.
Well, and also
so Jinping or whatever, he can fuck.
I was gonna say, also keep in mind that like. Everybody is the government is everything. When you're talking about a lot of these places, it's not like there's the government and then there's this company and they're two separate entities. No. That company is also the government.
Yeah, because they act like it's like it's not communism or socialism, but it is. Yeah, China, for fucking certain, it's quite obvious that Xi Jinping and his fucking party or whatever are very much in charge of all of these fucking corporations that might technically be owned by someone else.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's,
well, and at any point they can just throw you in prison because they feel like it. And take all your fucking money and stuff and just redistribute it to their own pockets. Like, it's never going to go to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yes. The happy joy podcast that we do here. The Eternal Optimist. That's what we should call our show.
Eternal optimism. Hell yeah.
Yeah. We should name it something very Chinesey or maybe just it's Asian in general, but like the word happy and lucky should be in the title somewhere.
Oh God. I have to my bed frame. The last one I bought was from China, and so all the fucking welds are coming apart. It's only like a year old, and the welds have all just started to break. So like
Yeah.
big it's now it rocks back and forth real easy, and I don't think it's very long before it just stops holding me up anymore. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like this world. So I've been looking for a new bed frame, and it's like everything's made in China, man. It took me a couple of days, but I found a company out of the UK where it's like handmade wooden bed frames. So I'm gonna spend probably $650 getting a full XL bed frame sent over, and it's gonna have a little one drawer underneath. It's like half the width and half the length of the bed. So there'll be like one space under. It's only like 9 inches clearance under the bed. But I figured I might as well get like a drawer to put like my bedding in under the bed so that it's not taking up space elsewhere. And that was just such a huge fucking pain just to find a company that wasn't China to buy from. Because I don't doubt for a second, I'm 44, that might be the last bed frame I have to buy. You know what I mean? Like, that might last the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Might last however long I live.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, even if I make it
Yeah,
20
like
years, it's solid fucking, like, hardwood put together by hand by someone else. And it's designed to have enough weight capacity that it can handle 1,000 pounds. Like, they don't just overbuild it, they overbuild the fuck out of the bed. Because a full XL is like a really small double, but really mostly like a single. So you would expect it to have like 400 or 500 pound weight capacity at most. Because that's, one to two people, that's really all you got to design it for. And, more materials, more money, more strength, that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's nice that somebody's still building shit though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
China's pretty bad about it, but it's not like American companies are perfect. Not as blatant as China, but still not the way it used to be.
Well, this is out of the UK. This is out of Britain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's Britain sounds like there's shit right. America doesn't seem to, other than maybe the Amish, I guess. What I mean? Nobody's building shit the last year.
But American products just tend to last longer in general because they're not usually so cheap.
Yeah, no, it's definitely way better than China, but it's still also seems like a lot of companies
It used to be better. Now it's more often made to like be profitable.
Yeah, they're like, no, we don't want this your whole fucking life. We want you to have to buy it 3 or 4 times at least. That kind of shit. Where it's not as insanely bad as China, but it's still not built to last like the way it used to be. Again, you've seen tables and fucking, bed frames and all that. Headboards, whatever. Solid oak shit back in the day that'll last for fucking like a century, dude.
So we have 2 tables out in the garage. They're like end tables that have little drawers in them, each one.
Right.
They're from when my dad was a kid. So like.
Yeah, that shit's nuts, man.
It's insane how the longevity is different. The dressers we got when I was in grade school in the 80s, I still have my dresser and it's still in perfect condition. Like
Yeah.
the only thing
no,
that's wrong
I-
with it is the staining is chipped and scratched. If you were to sand it down and restain it, it would look brand new, and you would never know that it was an old dresser.
Yeah, I had a table like that.
And it's because it's from like
Like,
the
they got it,
70s,
like one of my
80s
parents-
era, where people gave a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the table that I first moved out was one that was literally older. Like my parents got when they got married. And that thing was still in not perfect shape, but it was perfectly, functional state.
Yeah.
I think my brother has it now. I think it's still good. I think it's still going strong.
Probably. I mean, a lot of that
Solid
stuff
hardwood.
is way better than you would have thought.
Yeah, they really don't make it like that anymore.
No, it's
No,
sad.
they don't want shit that people are gonna have to buy once, and it's gonna last generations. That's terrible for profit margins.
Yeah, you can't have that anymore. They don't want you to make that. Everything is planned obsolescence now. Oh, this was funny. You saw the one about the guy that tried to bail his friend out with the fake ID?
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like a plot straight out of a fucking stoner movie, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's these two guys. They're scam artists. They use fake IDs to like buy things with credit cards and checks and stuff like that. So they're not like major crime, but they're minor crime scumbags. So one guy gets arrested for the fraud and he's in trouble. So his buddy is like, oh, I better go bail him out. And so he gets his fake ID to go bail him out of jail. Like, what the fuck did you... Of course they figured it out that you were using a fake ID. Like, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, how the fuck? That's fucking insane. He was like, no, I'm just as good.
It would be a fitting scene in like Dude, Where's My Car? If one of the guys got in trouble for having a fake ID and buying liquor and the other guy brought his fake ID to bail him out. That seems like the kind of thing you would see in that movie. It was just such a weird, like...
Yeah, to have it happen in real life. It's fucking weird. You're like, you're fucking that stupid? Yeah. Cops have never seen a fake ID, especially not ones when you're going to bail people out of fucking jail. Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, and also, I don't understand why you would even need a fake ID to bail them out of jail. Unless you were planning on trying to rip off the cops, like you weren't gonna pay the whole thing.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought they were trying to like pass a or something to get them out, or you know what I mean, like something like that.
Know. That whole thing didn't make any sense to me. I was just like, all right, you guys are fucking dumb as shit.
Oh yeah. If they weren't trying to use like, someone else's credit card or something, yeah, that's nuts. I just kind of assumed they did, because that doesn't. God damn. Okay, that's way worse than I was thinking. I was giving that dude way too much credit.
Oh, I don't know why they called that girl a mass killer. When the parents found out that their daughter like murdered her fucking boyfriend and his friend because he just happened to be in the car with them.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be at least 4 to qualify as like a mass.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I was confused by it, because it was only
that would be a double homicide. That's not a mass killing.
Yeah, it was only 2 people that she killed. She crashed her car into the fucking side of a building to kill them with her in it, but she was the only one who was wearing a seatbelt and had an airbag. So she knew they were going to die and had a reasonable chance of surviving. So the police arrested her, and her parents were none too fucking pleased about that shit.
Yeah.
But it was funny because, like, the reason the cops figured out that she had basically decided to suicide murder was because everybody who knew her, like literally fucking everyone that knew her, was in there being like, nah, dude, that was on purpose, fam. Don't fucking... There was no accident.
Yeah, that bitch is nuts.
Like,
yeah.
She's crazy. This
like,
is
that bitch is
definitely...
crazy. Yeah.
She's talking about, you know,
Literally
contacting her fucking ex-boyfriend that she murdered from the fucking, you know, contacting him in the grave and shit. Like, you gotta look further.
Right. God damn.
Can you imagine? Like, that's just fucking, that would be the most fucking horrific thing to learn if you were a parent.
Yeah.
Like your kid is a murderer, or your kid was murdered by some other kid over some dumb shit like breaking up.
Right. Ooh. Yeah. Crazy the lack of perspective we have as teenagers.
Yeah, I don't understand like why there's so many people that just can't break up. Like, because the more you watch, the more it's like.
Yeah, someone's insecurity, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
They must
It's
assume
such a
like,
weird
they're
thing.
worried they're not going to find someone else or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, because like I've always been like, you know, okay, you know, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like that's just how it goes. You know?
Yeah.
You can't make someone love you. You can't, you know.
Yeah. Turns out there's like, you know, a few billion other, you know, members of the opposite sex on the planet, so.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like,
Probably
it's
find
not
someone
that
else.
big a deal to find someone else to date or whatever.
Yeah, I've got to assume it's just insecurity of thinking that.
Sort of
they're
like
never gonna
those
find someone
comedians
else.
that think that, like, you can't, you know, there's only so much success to go around.
Right. Yeah. Like, yeah, we got to keep anybody else down. I don't want to share on the limited amount of money and fans out there. It's like, it turns out, you know, I guess there is technically a limit, but it's a lot higher than you think. Like, yeah, you can not just try to destroy someone else and even be friendly with them, and you can both make money.
Oh, yeah, the number of, like, creepy people in Hollywood. Like, cause I don't know if you've ever heard Joe talk about his first interactions with Phil Hartman.
I don't think so.
So when he initially met, you know, Phil Hartman came on the set and he's like this, you know, really famous guy, and you know, everybody knows who he is and kind of stuff. He was super like standoffish and like didn't fucking like hang out with anybody or want to like really chat or be friendly. Because apparently, like, a lot of fucking crazy shit goes down, like, where, you know, people that feel threatened by you will get, like, you know, get your personal assistants fired or do all sorts of crazy shit to cause you all sorts of problems, essentially.
Wow. Yeah, not that surprising, but yeah, fuck, man.
And so, you know, Phil Hartman hadn't really had a chance to get to know any of these guys, and he was just like, you know, how do I can't
what he
trust
had
these
been,
people.
Yeah, he'd probably been fucked over.
So, you know, it took like a really long time for him to like warm up to any of them and like be able to chat. And Joe was like, yeah, because like I'm not. I guess he experienced some of it too. Like he did not really enjoy a lot of his time on that show after a certain point.
Yeah, well, I know he definitely got annoyed with Andy Dick a lot, but apparently everybody, because he was just a total fuck up that was constantly, being Andy Dick, basically. Yeah. But yeah, beyond that, that sucks. I fucking love that show, dude. That was like one of my favorite fucking shows, man. News Radio is fucking, it's a really good show.
Yeah, big star power behind
Phil
it.
Hartman. Yeah, Dave Foley, Phil Hartman, Martini, fucking other people. Andy Dick, Joe Rogan. I'm trying to think. I don't know the black chick's name. I don't know the redheaded chick's name. Who's the guy that played the owner? He's because he's been in kind of a lot of shit, but he's not usually the main guy.
There's a lot of people in Hollywood like that. Dude, it's so interesting where they're in like fucking everything, but they're never the main character.
I think he was the guy that the I believe you have my state. I believe you have. I think that's the same guy. I'm gonna make sure though. Hold on. I'm gonna find out who it is. Jimmy James on News Radio. All right. Let's see. Who was that? Jimmy James stations. Who's he played by? Come on, goddammit. What's the fucking dude's name? Stephen Root. Okay. Stephen Root. Let me see what else he's been in. Yeah, because he's fucking funny, dude. But he's not super well known. Like, that's the kind of career to have, I feel like. Probably made a great living. But he's not like probably
once in a while, but you can probably go and like see a movie at the theater and it's not too bad. You know?
Yeah.
Like you can go take a walk in a park or something and not have to worry about being mobbed because you're not that famous.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, like I'm sure Kevin Pollak can hang out in the airport, when he's waiting for a flight and not have to stress over like having to hire security to clear out the legion of fans that would build up like if it was Tom Hanks.
Right.
But Kevin Pollak has been in a fuck ton of really big movies. You just don't necessarily think about it because he's a pretty good character actor.
Yeah, he was the guy that ended up blowing up building space. The guy they're like, oh no, we found paychecks, but we fixed a glitch, so he's not going to get paid anymore. Yeah, that guy, the stapler guy. The stapler guy. Come on. You believe you have my stapler? Yeah, Milton. Yeah. That's the same guy that played the boss or the owner on News Radio. Let's see what else. Because again, he's had some. Is it No Country for Old Men? Is he one of the guys that gets killed? What part did he have in No Country for Old Men? Oh, yeah, okay, he was in it. Get Out, one in that category. Office Space. Damn it. Oh, yeah, he was in Dodgeball. Okay, yeah. That's another nice little cult classic-y type movie. Damn it, why are they not just listing his fucking credits?
Oh, some people have like a separate filmography page. Like in Wikipedia or IMDb, for some reason they'll be like, here's their public page, here's their filmography page over here. And you're like, fucking what? Why?
Oh, that is... Oh! Yes, okay, now I see it. Okay. Yeah, it said Stephen Root - biography. Okay. Alright. You fucking got me. God damn you.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. You may find this surprising, Hollywood actors. Some of us don't give a fuck about your personal life.
God, no. There's so many weird fucking cringy things that people just do because they're human. Like, actors are not, like, immune to being human. That, like, I just don't want to know. Like, what was the... was like a big thing for like a half a second. Aziz Ansari or something like that. Where like the chick was all like, he raped me, blah blah blah, and it was like, no, you were sucking his dick.
Oh,
He didn't
yeah.
make you do shit. Like you
Yeah.
sucked his dick and you didn't.
Yeah, it was.
And now you're mad because you didn't
Oh,
get
yeah.
anything from it. Like, don't fucking.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was kind of the first one to try to pull that shit, actually. Now that I think about it. And
Like,
then, yeah, I
you
remember
could've
being
left at
pissed
any
because I was like,
time, no
fuck,
one was
fuck
keeping you
bitch.
there. You kept putting his penis
Yeah,
in
fuck
your
you
mouth
for
again
making
and
me,
again, and like, I'm supposed to feel bad for you?
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was more like, fuck you for making me want to defend Aziz Ansari.
Well, and it was very
Like, that's an
obvious what he
unpardonable-
was interested in when you went up to his room with him. The whole, like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to fuck stuff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that she's blowing him and thinks that somehow he got the wrong impression when his cock is in your mouth at any point.
It's like, lady, I'm
Yeah.
not sure you understand how this works. But,
Right.
like, none of
I
us
don't know
are
how he
dumb
couldn't
enough
read
to-
my mind.
Yeah, that is one of
Yeah.
those ones that bothers the shit out of me. The whole, like, enthusiastic
Yeah, he
and
should have
continued
known, or that person
consent
should have known.
rule.
Yeah.
Because it just makes no sense. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants to
Or-
stop in the middle of,
Or
like,
how many
sex
times?
over
Or-
and
yeah,
over and be
yeah,
consistently asked if they want to,
Dude.
like, keep going. You know, like, can you fucking imagine?
Yeah. Yeah, what they described was so fucking insane. Like, there's no way you're gonna stay in the fucking mood for longer than like 10 seconds. Like, okay, I've done one thrust. I'm pulling back. Is this okay if I thrust my cock into you again? Or
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's
like,
fucking stupid, dude. So fucking stupid.
it's a bizarre expectation of like, just, it doesn't just make no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things. It's like, dude, how you're not like just thinking about it for 10 seconds about how that would look, or how that would work in reality, and how fucking stupid that would be, how awkward it would be, how fucking putting you out of the fucking mood it would be. Yeah, so
Yeah,
goddamn
no.
stupid.
By the first time, you're like, hey, are you still... Yeah, I'm soft now. Shit. Fuck it. It's like, never mind.
Yeah, well, at least I knew you consented. The, minute and a half my cock was hard
Yeah.
before I got tired of this shit.
Yeah, that whole thing, that was a weird one. You know, I haven't really heard much about that in a long time. And,
Yeah.
I find a lot of the, like, anti-Israel stuff is dying out now.
Yeah, people have kind of moved on. I mean, shit's still going down over there, I assume, right? I honestly have not paid much attention to it
Oh, yeah, I
at
don't
any
know,
point,
yeah.
really.
I stay
but
away
yeah,
from
yeah,
that stuff
people are
as much
finally,
as I
like-
can. It's just like, you're going to see a lot of it no matter
Yeah,
what you do.
yeah.
So, like, it's just
Yeah,
more
yeah, you see
pleasant
more of
to
it
be
than you want
alive
to
if
anyway.
you're not fucking constantly trying to get in. You get more of that shit
Yeah.
to fucking heap it on yourself.
Oh shit! Did you hear about the fucking? There was a dude that met Ethan Klein. He was some guy. What the fuck is the name of his channel? I forget the name of his channel. It's something stupid. God damn it! Hold on, I'll find out. But anyways, he like apparently met Ethan Klein at some fucking con or whatever the fuck it was. Had a nice little conversation with him. Took a picture with him. And then, like, he had posted a pic on, I don't know, whatever, some social media. And then, like, his fans, like, attacked him for daring to, like, meet and take a picture with Ethan Klein. Apparently because of his takes on Israel, which, are the whole, that whole situation. And Ethan Klein's are the most basic bitch takes, really. Even being a Jew, he's still like, yeah, it's fucked up, but I still think Israel deserves to have a homeland or whatever. You know, it's pretty fucking basic. It's not particularly evil or out there. It's a pretty standard opinion. But yeah, his own fan base like attacked and like was going to cancel him for it. And I'm like, God damn, dude. And he kind of gave into it and just handled it poorly all around. Yeah. Like he was like apologizing and then, yeah, I don't know. I didn't get the whole story, but it was fucking sad because he kind of cucked to his own fucking audience over some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't understand.
How dare you? We don't like that guy. How dare you take a picture with that guy?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Like, yeah, I fucking despise Ethan Klein nowadays, but yeah.
But the thing is, I don't understand people's complaint when it doesn't involve them. Like,
yeah.
Like that guy went and met Ethan Klein and took a picture. He didn't make you go do it with him. You know, like you didn't go down and meet Ethan Klein.
Yeah.
He made you stand there and take a picture with him. What's your fucking complaint? The same thing with like, I like watching Sandwiches of History. The guy puts a video out almost every single day without fail. He's like fucking clockwork. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But every time what he'll do is he'll make the sandwich and then he'll offer like an improvement if he thinks he can improve it. So like, say it's like a sandwich with like peanut butter and like butter, he might add jelly or something. So some of the times he adds cilantro, and you know cilantro is a very divisive herb. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people it tastes like soap too because they have that gene or whatever. I'm a big fan of not eating cilantro. I fucking hate it. But like,
yeah, doesn't it taste like plastic to you or something like that? Did you say it tastes
soapy
like plastic,
like soapy plastic. Like somebody took really soft plastic, mixed it in with soap, and you've taken a bite out of it. It just does not taste good. It's like a instead of an aftertaste, you know, like a bad aftertaste. It's like the whole taste is a bad aftertaste. It's hard to describe.
I get that with not that taste obviously, but for some reason like chocolate cake or devil's food cake always tastes slightly burnt to me. Like it tastes like it's burnt. And it's not. It's quite obviously, you know what I mean? Like anytime I eat chocolate or devil's food cake, it always has like this weird burnt taste to it. I like every other form of chocolate. Like I love every other fucking form of chocolate.
I've never had the burnt
obviously
taste.
like dark chocolate, but
perhaps you're tasting.
Yeah, I think it's some weird
flavors that are introduced when the cocoa nibs are roasted. Maybe they're being over roasted.
I don't know what it is, but
too
I don't
quick
like
and you just have a sensitive enough palate to pick it up. That's my thought.
Maybe. But yeah, I mean, I love brownies. You know what I mean? Like, that's not exactly the same, but it's kind of close. But yeah, any other form of chocolate, pretty much, as far as like confection and shit, I love. But yeah, and it's not horrible. It's not like I'm like, oh, I can't eat that. But it's just my very least favorite flavor of cake, I guess. Dude, the thing I was talking about with Ethan Klein and this Brad guy. Yeah, the guy he doesn't even do a, what do you call it? He's not like a fucking political channel or even a news channel. Like, he reviews music. Like, that's his thing. He does, like, reviews and reactions to, like, shit. And for some reason, a guy that has a channel like that, meeting Ethan Klein, is just an unforgivable sin.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There were people that were pissed off when Trump was president, and people went to go meet Trump.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Kanye West, especially, people freaked out.
Yeah.
Or Ice-T, I think, went to meet him, and he got fucking shit on for it. Although he's not exactly the one that is going to cave to the fucking anything. So that was kind of nice, interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, dude, did you see the shit with Boogie and the crypto shitcoin or whatever that he took money for as like a sponsoring a fucking crypto shitcoin pump and dump thing?
No, I didn't hear about that. What's that
I'm
about?
guessing no.
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 The fuck, Stabby? Did you disappear?
You know,
Yeah, so basically, like, I didn't hear you at all.
Oh, yeah.
Until right now.
No, I've never heard anything about that. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. For some reason, probably my internet. If I had to guess, it usually is.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he took like, yeah, basically like somebody approached him. They're like, yeah, we'll give you like 10 grand to like promote this crypto coin or whatever. And then basically like right before he did like a kind of a teaser announcement, and after he did that, like he got in contact with CoffeeZilla about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then like CoffeeZilla, before he even said anything, he's like, because he saw that initial like teaser, Twitter message or whatever. He's like, all right, Boogie, whatever you're going to do, don't do it. You know, because again, pump and dump schemes are pretty fucking notorious at this point, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and then he's like, oh, sorry, I already did it. I already spent the money. Yep. Yeah. So basically, like, for some reason, he waited until after
right. And
he got his money.
To be like all like, oh, and he was like, oh, my health is bad. I needed money for my health care. And it's like, bitch, you spent all your money on hookers and drugs.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not a justification.
Yeah, well, yeah, and at first he was like,
audience.
Yeah. Well, he was like, well, no, because he's come up with like 4 different stories for why he did it now. Because at first they're like, how did you not know? Because in the video that he did about it, he's basically saying, yeah, buy this if you want to be a brokey like me, like, you know. So he's using that as a justification to say, no, I told people not to buy it. But again, you know what I mean? Your fans are going to fucking buy it. Well, no matter what you say, if you're advertising something like that.
And you created it, it wouldn't exist without you. There's no real...
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't even create it
at that point.
Yeah, he didn't.
Well, he didn't create it, but he
didn't create it. He just got paid. Yeah. So yeah, he's come up with like 4 different versions of why he's done it. 4 completely different.
I stole money because...
what do you call him? Yeah. Yeah, and then like he's like, no, I had to pay these for, I've got cancer, and apparently he doesn't even officially have cancer. He's just got some like precancerous something detected, and like because what I've heard is like, whatever cancer he may have or may be getting is not, like it's going to be at least 20 years before he has to worry about it actually like killing him.
Oh yeah,
he's going to die of heart disease or something else before this cancer can kill him. So, but he's playing that off, because again, that's. Boogie's go-to move is feel sorry for me. I'm a fat loser. I'm stupid. You know what I mean? And I think most people are wise to it now. But he still has some fans left. Like, we already kind of, it's not surprising that's what he did. But, he still had some hardcore fans. And how does he, reward those people for still sticking by him? By fucking him on a fucking pumping them crypto scam. Like, he's a really disgusting fucking human being. Yeah.
There's no real excuse for anything that Boogie does.
Yeah. I think people are finally realizing he's a shitty, lazy person that will do whatever, the least amount of thing he has to do to get like more money. And doesn't really give a shit about anybody but himself. But he's gotten so good, he's done it so long that finally most people have caught on to his, pity me, I'm a fat loser, bullshit.
Well, it's working.
So he's not really getting away with it.
Letting him get away with shit.
Yeah, it's getting less and less now. I would hope, like whatever Because he hadn't been making much money lately, but he also hadn't been doing much. Like every video I see about it, they're like, he could stream, like even just playing video games or something. But you know what I mean, like that kind of shit. And he won't even do that. Like he's just fucking completely fucking lazy and just wants to take whatever easy money he can fucking find.
Well, when you see someone
subjecting his fucking fans to him. Go ahead, sorry.
When you see someone like Boogie, like the only thing I've ever known him for is being like a morbidly obese guy talking on the internet about who knows what. Because I never really watched his stuff before. I just know him sort of, but you can sort of tell like he's not someone that's all there. I mean, you don't get that far out, like overweight, about there being something wrong with you. And not to mention he had like the whole teeth problem. Because when you actually get to see his teeth, they were horrendously bad. And like you don't get that.
Yeah. Like never brushed his teeth. Like
there was something.
He would only use mouthwash. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. He literally never brushed his teeth. He would only use mouthwash.
How did he
never
get
brush his
hookers
teeth
to fuck him?
Sorry, I just wanted to work that in. Sorry.
I mean, I know he makes he
paid him a lot of money,
but like that's a that right there is I don't think I could do that for any amount of money. Like somebody didn't ever brush their teeth ever.
Well, he did.
Be like, all right, I brush my teeth with a toothbrush and baking soda. I don't use like minty fresh toothpaste. All right, no worries. I can handle that. But like,
well, he got fake teeth, so that's what you're seeing now.
Oh, okay.
Like, there was this big video. I actually saw the video because it was also
he wearing dentures?
Yeah, he has dentures now.
Yeah.
He got like this new one where they drill these. Yeah, they drill these plates in there and you hook the teeth in.
Yeah.
So that,
They're called implants.
Yeah. So, but that was also a sponsorship one because at that time it was big and everyone liked Boogie to an extent because he's like mildly entertaining and he did well. But you also remember that. Like, he did well, he was making good money, but he still never got his teeth dealt with. And then, for the weight loss thing, he got, like, what, the surgery or something for that? Yeah, so he got something like that. This is a guy who clearly doesn't know how to control himself, and never learned it. Like, he had, like, a terrible upbringing and stuff, so it's like, not that that's an excuse. It's just, like, this is a guy who is always going to fuck up. Always, and it's just an inevitability, and
he's always try to elicit pity from people because it's always worked for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he's not wrong in that sense because there is something wrong. He does need help. He does need someone to, but at that point, he's also too old because it's probably too late for him.
He could go get therapy and fucking improve.
It's never too old. It's never fucking
not real.
Yeah, he's.
Well, I mean, you can't change when you're dead.
I was going to say,
that's fair. If you're not dead, you can change.
Yeah. He's well aware of his issues by this time.
Well, you're probably right, but I don't think
he could work on them if he wanted to.
I mean, maybe. I don't think that he can, but I also think he knows that he has some really, really, really bad habits. Like, even if, let's say, he did get a lot of money, like, let's say he makes $1 million tomorrow, he's going to blow right through it. And that's because he has, like, no impulse control, no self-control, no nothing. And he's just going to blast right through it. And I actually believe he probably has financial problems. Look at how he lives his life. He's a fucking no.
Oh, I don't doubt that he's out of money. I don't question that at all.
No, and so
I
like
just think, it's like that's your fault, buddy. Nice, I don't really care.
It is, and like he needs to find some way to work around that to make it happen. Because at this point, I'm like, dude, you need to sort your shit out. And he's not. I don't know if he even can. Like in my opinion, like for me, I actually feel sorry for the guy, even though I shouldn't, but I do because it's like whatever.
That's how he keeps getting away with it.
That's how he keeps getting. Well, yeah, but I'm not giving him nothing. Like I feel sorry for him, but I'm not giving him nothing. It's the same thing with the other.
Well, you're also probably not buying crypto from him or anyone else. So.
Exactly. It was the same thing. Like I'll see a homeless guy in the street and he'll ask for money. I don't give it, not because I'm cruel. It's just like I don't know you, don't know your backstory, don't know what's going on. Maybe you need it, maybe you don't.
I have a rule. If you want to give help to the homeless, you give food or you give blankets or clothing. You do not give cash.
Yeah, the cash can't really do nothing.
Because if there's somebody who's genuinely
Well,
desperate
they're
and
gonna
needs
buy.
help, they're going to be more than happy to get a sleeping bag or a new coat or some new shoes or a fucking sandwich. They're going to be thrilled. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And if it's somebody who doesn't
Yeah.
genuinely need help, they're not going to be shitty and rude about getting some food. They're going to be happy.
Mhm.
So you'll know the difference.
Yeah.
And then what was it? There was an episode of Doc. I think he goes by the name Doc. He does like really late night streams once in a while.
Okay.
And he had like this chick that was on there with him all the time. I think we all at one point or another watched him. I just can't remember his specific name. I just remember it was like Doc or something.
I mean,
But,
Doc Griffin?
You're not talking about Dr.
Doc
Disrespect,
Griffin.
are you?
Doc Griffin.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah. Okay, I'm with
He and one of the ladies that's on the show regularly that they chat with, like their friends,
yeah.
were both at one
Yeah.
point like genuinely homeless. And it was interesting because they did a thing where they were talking about how you can tell like the difference, and it's like they said the biggest way to tell the difference between somebody who's like legitimately like needs your help and somebody who's just a grifter is usually their shoes. So it's like most people that are like desperate and can't afford to get by, like they won't have good shoes. They'll have shitty shoes.
All right.
But you'll see a lot of grifters where they do the whole outfit really, really well, but the shoes are clearly brand new. Even though they look super rough and like they've been living on the streets, it's like, nah, they're not really homeless.
Dude, there was some family, like the mom and her kids would be like just standing on the side of the road somewhere, but the kid had like fucking $300 pair of shoes on. I
Yep.
forget the names completely, but that was a few years ago. That was, yeah, like you said, quite a while ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
there
I
was a hobo near where I live. There was like this guy that would hang out at the entry to the parking lot for a big shopping center with like a bunch of fast food places and little stores and stuff. And homie drove a fucking Mercedes Benz, baby.
Dude, those people that fucking like beg for change on the side of the road and shit. Yeah, they're fucking making a shitload of money doing that.
Oh,
They'll dress all fucking
he was
shitty.
driving a top of the line brand new Benz, like no doubt.
Yeah. There's thousands of versions of that kind of shit. Yeah, like again lately, or not. I don't know about. I think people kind of caught on, but the pretending to play violin outside of like a fucking supermarket or something, where they're just moving the thing, but if they're not actually playing it, they're just playing violin music from somebody else.
The
over the
last time
speakers.
I got hosed by a fucking fake homeless dude for change was when I was a teenager. I was in San Francisco because my mom used to work in San Francisco, and hanging out with me and my friends were like hanging out for the day in San Francisco because it was fun, and you know she was driving down there every day. Why wouldn't we go hang out once in a while?
Right.
Oh, what was it? I was 16 or 17 or something like that. And this dude was walking around handing out cards and pretending to be deaf. And he was acting like because he was deaf, he needed money and he couldn't afford to like live, and he, you know, all this other shit, like as if being deaf is some sort of like
Yeah.
devastating disability where you can't do anything instead of just a minor fucking inconvenience comparatively to a lot of other disabilities, you know?
Yeah. Like it certainly sucks, but yeah, there's plenty of deaf people.
And so
Have
he would
jobs.
get right up close to you and just be in your personal space, so you would kind of like feel uncomfortable, and also just give him money to make him go away as much as just to fucking because you felt bad for him or whatever. And he would just walk around and hand out these little cards to get people to give him money. And it was probably incredibly effective. And I think I gave him like $5 or something like that. And that was the last time I fucking bought into that. Because after like thinking about it for a minute, I was like, son of a bitch, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, this guy was obviously full of shit.
I remember, because we're talking about homeless guys, but I remember seeing this video about this guy in Japan, and he dresses like a homeless guy. But he does so for a particular reason, because what he is he's actually like one of the world's best car decos, or one of those guys who does like designs and stuff on cars. And he's one of the best ever. People come around the world to see his stuff, and he has his own little shop. He actually makes decent money, like real good shit.
Oh yeah.
Like in the cars that he works on, they go up in value when he tends to do them, especially if he goes all out on them. But he dresses like a bum. Like his clothes are all horrible and tattered and everything else. And when asked like why, he says, "I legitimately hate clothing." Because he hates the fashion industry, he hates all the kind of stuff. Because when he grew up, he did all the fashion stuff, and his buddies would go, they drain their bank accounts just to get the latest fashions, and he just saw how it just ruined lives just because it was the thing to do at the time.
Yeah, that is one of those ones that I've never understood either. Like having to have like Versace or
exactly
whatever the other fucking ones are. I don't. Yeah, they're.
Yeah, and he was going down that route, and he just said never again. And that happened when he turned 20, and he was working. And it's like there's no way he can keep this up, and his buddies just kept doing it, and it devastated him. So he just sort of stopped. So that's why like he's the richest bum you'll ever see, even though it's not him. He has good money. Like I said, he makes a good shop, makes good stuff. He's well known around the world, but yeah, he ain't buying any kind of thing. So he'll get used clothes. People will even come over and just give him clothes, and that's how he does it. And he will wear it till it fucking rips. He just keeps it going.
Yeah. Makes sense to me, man. I mean, as long as you're not naked, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's his thing. Although there was a time when he had a shirt that ripped from the collar all the way down, so it was like his tit would be showing. He just kept wearing it.
Yeah, if he's comfortable with it, it doesn't bother me, man.
I think he lives in a part of Japan that their summers get particularly hot and stays warm for longer. So it's not really a big problem for him.
Yeah, that probably helped a lot too.
Yeah, I hear Japanese summers are fucking horrific. They're like really, really hot.
They're supposedly not just hot, but also really humid as well, because it's like a coastal area.
Well, they also
the humidity
get
is what makes it like ultra miserable, because it's like if it's arid and hot, like you can walk out and you don't just like suddenly start swimming in your own sweat. If it's humid and hot, like you could be bone dry in your house, walk out into the street, and immediately your whole shirt will be soaking wet with just sweat. And it's like instantaneous. So like in a lot of places where it gets hot and humid, it is miserable.
It's easier to deal with like 105 degrees here in Arizona is far easier to deal with than like 90 degrees in like Florida. Because the dry heat is such a big difference. Yeah.
I don't know if you. I don't
Florida.
I've been in a. I've been in
99% humidity is.
It was like 85, 90. It was more like 80, 85, I think. But it was 100% humidity, and I felt like I couldn't breathe, man.
Yeah, you almost feel like you're drowning.
Yeah, it's so
miserable. If you're not used to it, it almost feels like you're drowning. Yeah, no, I went to rehab in Jacksonville the first time, so I spent like 6 weeks in Florida, and they're like, "You're from Arizona. How you're not handling this?" I'm like, "No, it's there's no humidity there. Like this is brutal. This is fucking horrible." It would be like 90 degrees. And I'd be like, no, I'm telling you, 105 is far easier to deal with in Arizona. than 90 degrees in fucking Jacksonville or, you know, anywhere in Florida pretty much.
Yeah, it can get real
Yeah.
miserable.
Although once
when
you get
it's
to like
hot.
110, yeah, anything above 110 is just miserable, whether it's humid or not.
Oh, also humidity
'cause even the
fucking
breeze-
takes a toll on anything you have outside. Like really, really, really takes a toll.
Yeah, it'll corrode fucking anything, dude.
Or
Yeah.
like fabrics will rot. Like, you know, so if you have like
Yeah.
nice like deck chairs or something, they'll break down and rot pretty quick compared. It's pretty wacky like how bad it can get.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, that shit sucks. Yeah, the days. Yeah, the only ones that are really brutal here is because there's days. Usually every summer there'll be at least a 4 or 5 day stretch where it's like fucking 120. Like between 120 and 125, and then
wow.
like the temperature won't drop until it rains.
Oh
And then the
'cause
day
the
after
rain
that-
causes a lot of the moisture to fall out of the air.
Yeah, yeah, and then so like the next day it'll be like 112 with like 99% humidity. Those days are for them. They have to. Like you run out, you start your car, get the AC running, you go back inside for like 10 minutes before you go back out to actually go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's just so fucking suffocating, fucking vicious. But luckily, like I said, that only usually happens like once, maybe twice in the summer. Although, yeah, that is when we get most of our rain. It's between like June, July, August, and a little into December. Or September, sorry. But even then,
Interesting.
it's relative. It's still less rain than most places get on average anywhere. But yeah, those days after it rains, that's why I get so angry. Like if I didn't get to at least experience the rain and enjoy the rain, and I have to deal with the humidity because it rained nearby enough to make it humid, like it's like I'm just furious about it. It's fucking bullshit.
You're like,
I could see the rain. How the fuck did it hit me? It's just easier to deal with if at least you got to enjoy the pleasantness of you know, having it rain and it's not like cold at all. You know what I mean? Because it's like over 100 degrees still.
Yeah. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Before I had
But again,
AC, it
doesn't
was
happen all
like
that often,
it would be like 80 degrees in my room all the time, like all the time, and so I would always like crave getting up early in the morning when it was cool enough that if my window was open, my room would be under 80 degrees for a while.
Hmm. Yep.
Indeed.
Yes. Absolutely. I don't know what we were talking about, dude.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Oh, well, it's about time to call it a day. Actually, we're
Oh,
pulling up on that time again.
I didn't even get to bring in to talk about my latest horrors in the world of my conspiracy.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. I probably shouldn't. Yeah, you guys want to sleep tonight?
Oh well. Also, dinner just got announced, so I'm ready to go eat some food too.
That's for the best. Okay. All right.
Time.
Go eat. Go eat.
All right.